Hello, welcome back to Remnant Lunar Archon Session 5. Gerber Studios, YouTube, yada yada. If you found your way here, you probably already know who we are. Or you found us at a random point, especially for Session 5. I don't know how many people are going to watch this in the future. It's going to be fine. Welcome back. Previously, something happened, but I'm going to let one of the players tell me if they want to. Would anyone like to?
I knew this was going to happen. That's why I asked about the ogre.
Is that a volunteer? Do you want to tell us about last session, Ray?
I will do my best, but I make no promises that I will
I believe
hit
in you.
everything. So we were delayed one day by rain, unfortunately.
Delayed where?
But we were delayed in Feldspar?
Miocene.
Miocene. Where did I get Feldspar? I think that's a different
place
campaign.
you're going.
We're headed to
Okay, it is there.
Don't worry,
okay,
you are getting it from somewhere.
So we were delayed in Miocene for a day, but that was okay. And we went on our merry little way. See what I did there?
I did.
And we came across an ogre. I don't remember how we ended up coming across him, but we rocked it, and I don't remember who made the blow, but we prevailed.
It was Thicket who ended up cat clawing his eyes out.
Went for the knees.
Went for the knees and then proceeded to go for the rest of him too.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then we kept going, and then we stayed in this lovely cave that was indeed lovely until the Grim showed up, and then it wasn't so lovely. Like two of us almost died.
It's true. That was a very dangerous encounter.
But we made it. We all made it. Everything was cool. And we took care of all the Grim. And yeah, that's kind of where we are at.
Yeah. We can start at the end of the night if you'd like, and if anyone wants to roleplay anything, or we can move on to the next day of travel.
Grant's just gonna go around one last time, make sure that everyone is truly gonna be okay, before he goes back and starts playing on the lute and getting ready to fall asleep.
Bug is just going to recollect himself. He seems to be suffering from amnesia of some sort.
The night passes easily, without any disturbance. And moving into the next day, it is 6 a.m., February 21st. It is a 1/4 moon, fading. It is a Tuesday, and the weather is clear skies. Pretty much usual as you found in this desert. There's not a lot of abnormal weather. It's just warm days, cool nights, very little variance. That rain you got was a surprising event. And I need Thicket to, I believe Thicket is still running the show, to make a survival check.
All right. Love that.
Is Cedar going to give Thicket advantage like she has the last few days? Just out of curiosity.
Cedar, would you like to help me keep watch?
And not get lost.
She's muted right now.
Ah, heck. Well, we're gonna say yes.
Oh, yes.
Better, okay.
Yay!
16 is better than 11. I need to roll a d20. Okay. Okie doke.
We did end last night on everyone not having their armor equipped. So if you don't have your armor equipped, you might want to check.
Well, sure, but we're moving on to the next day, so you can equip it in case that is a thing.
I just wanted to remind for people who weren't here.
That's fair. I'm also gonna long rest. I don't know why
Easy to do when you don't have armor.
I don't know why Moretta's in pain, but she is. So we're just gonna long rest the party real quick. Do.
I had like 5 hit points.
You had 7 hit points. You had 5 wounds. But yes, you had taken 5 damage for some reason. No, I don't know where. Yes, it may have been my fault testing
I
stuff.
think that
It's
was me
fine.
after. No, I got healed. That's how I ended up with 7.
Oakley dokley. Okay, that afternoon goes by easily. We'll mark off your additional 20 gallons of water. Because it's 10 gallons a day for all you people because you're in a hot desert.
All right, I'm sorry. You said that we're good and we're on the Wednesday the 22nd.
Yes, that is what I was aiming toward. It is. About 11 a.m. Wednesday the 22nd. Let me go ahead and check the weather for this day as well, because it could be different. It probably won't be, because there is a very high chance of it just being clear skies or light. Yep, clear skies. It's just clear skies all the time. Sometimes light clouds, very normally just clear skies. It's now Wednesday the 27th, the 22nd of February. As you are have this written out because I was planning ahead. You see the surrounding landmarks before you see the town itself, the village. To the west of the village, you see a 500-foot tall mesa that seems to stretch for miles to the left before falling off again. To the east is the fairly surprising sight of various trees and other flora surrounding a small lake that borders the edge of this village, feeding off the fresh water there. As you get closer to the settlement, you pass by bits of ruined houses made of sandstone and wood, the buildings left to waste over time. And you see a sandstone wall running from the mesa to the lake, a 10-foot wide wooden gate giving access to the village, as you find yourself at the entrance to Feldspar.
Hey.
Well done, everyone. Safely arrived. That's good news. Should we head on into the inn then?
Yes, let's do that.
I just have to ask one question before we move forward. Everybody else sees the lake, right? We all see it. It's there. It's really there.
Technically, no, I cannot see it.
Abby can't see it, but yes, everyone can see the lake.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure that that's real and I'm not seeing things again.
No, it's beautiful. I was under the impression that we might eventually come across an oasis, and it makes sense that they would build a town of sorts here.
Looking at it, thinking of it as an oasis, as you mentioned this, you do look at it, and you could call it an oasis. But as far as the normal size of an oasis, of maybe a couple hundred yards at the largest, in the majority of deserts, this is a full lake, over a mile or two across. It's a surprising amount of water to see out here.
Oh, forgive me. So it's the blue circle thing. I thought that was like maybe like a teleport thing, and that like you could teleport here.
The blue on the map is the map representation of the lake, which isn't an exact size because none of this stuff on this map is an exact size, but that is a reasonably large lake.
All right, then. My apologies.
No, you're good. Just wanna
Are
make
there
sure
people
you-
swimming in it?
Looking over to the lake as you walk up to the town, you don't see any people on the lake. You do see, toward the inside of the town, you do see a couple of boats pulled onto the shore. Smaller rowboat sized boats. And as you said, you begin to walk into the village. It has a variety of sprawling, you could call them streets, dirt paths that move throughout the village, leading to various different points, but a lot of them seeming to come off the water's edge itself. Let's see. Any things that would catch your attention?
Where do I go to view the letter that we got on
I
Fantasy Grounds?
believe. Let me see if I think I made it as a note on Fantasy Grounds as well.
Oh yeah, but he did put it in the group chat.
Yeah, I
I
did.
have
we
no
hope
idea
this-
where though.
Put it in the
Did you pin it?
I put it in the announcements page, and I believe it is pinned. Yep,
There's
There-
nothing.
There's
There's
nothing
no-
pinned.
There's no pinned messages.
I have pinned it now.
Okay.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't before, but it is pinned now. There is a fairly long building that you would see off toward the north side of town. But anything else, you'd have to be looking for something in particular. Near the center of town, there is a... Oh, I'm sorry, that's not there, my bad. I was thinking of the wrong thing. You have entered the town. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or a place you'd like to go?
Is there a church here?
Make an investigation check as you look around for a church.
I cannot.
Well, that's unfortunate. I guess there's no churches ever. No, I'll roll it for you.
Thank you.
With your -1 modifier, that's a 2. There's lots of buildings. You don't see anything that directly looks like a church. You get distracted looking at off toward the western side of the city. No, I'm sorry, toward the south side of the city, by a building that... The actual part of the building itself is fairly small, and the rest of the land that it sits on, that area, is various... It is a 1-story building with trellis pergola, basically a awning that is trellised, has lots of holes, effectively holes through it, different pieces of wood hanging together with a lot of different plants on it.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
That's hanging from it, sprawling across it.
I would also like to look for a church since the letter says something about Saint Vernash and it being from Reverend Josiah Bellathor. It seems it would be logical to look for a church.
For the record, looking back at the letter, what location are you meant to go to meet them?
I don't think it says.
It does.
It says Wise Lord Ultrathel.
Lord
it.
of...
Night.
Key Knight.
So we need to go to Keenite?
Yes, so that's me egging you on to
Why
the
have
fact
we
that
been going to Feldspar?
because Feldspar is on the way.
Okay.
That's
like
why you
this whole
stopped.
time we were like, this felt like our end destination.
Nah, this is stop.
Bruh.
Whether or not y'all want to do anything, I was asking if y'all want to do anything, y'all could, if you wanted, you could just go out the other side of Feldspar and keep going. But you may want to stop and stock up on water and stuff.
I need to send a letter with a caravan back to Vale.
So you're
I
gonna look
think we
for a
should-
courier.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I think we should at least stay one night here and make our plan, because there are 2 ways to go. One is longer but has a stop in between that can be helpful. The other one is shorter but it's a straight.
I'm looking through my spells to see what kind of stuff I need to buy.
And then you were looking for what, Miranda? Courier?
Yeah, someone going back to Vale, and then I'm gonna need to find somebody that does jewelry.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check. Make 2 for the first for a courier and second for a jeweler.
5 for the jeweler. Oh my gosh, and 6 for the cool beans.
So looking around, you don't have any luck finding a courier. Looking around, there are various different buildings, different people. You do spot an inn at one point, so you do see and note that there is an inn called the Water's Edge Inn, a 2-story building relatively close to the water.
Looks like I'm gonna head in there.
What time of day did I say this is? Because that will make a difference. Oh, it's about lunchtime. It is 12 p.m. now. Walking in, you see a fairly sparse, all things considered, population inside of the Water's Edge Inn. Looking inside of the building, it's a 2-story building. You see a sea elf, an elf with very thin features. And actually, let me double check, but I believe light blue skin. I don't know before this, but it didn't. Yes, with light blue skin, standing behind the bar and making conversation with a young woman, what appears to be a wood elf woman, wearing fairly flowing clothing with a variety of books, or a book strapped to her belt and a satchel to the side. And somewhat surprising to you, sitting next to her on the bar.
Y'all still there?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Did something
Hello.
happen?
Also here.
Did y'all miss anything I said? Do I need to... Hello?
I thought my phone had like broken or something.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I... Okay. So when did I cut off?
You were
Sea elf
checking
was
for-
maybe group blue.
Looking inside of the inn, you see that there is a sea elf with a light blue skin tone and a teal colored hair. It appears to be a male sea elf who is, oh no, I'm sorry, female sea elf. Sitting at the bar, not sitting, standing behind the bar and talking to a wood elf who has a book strapped to her belt as well as a satchel hanging off the edge of her seat. Standing on the bar is a small barn owl that is eating some kind of scraps of meat out of a small bowl. You don't see anyone else in the room at the moment.
I'm gonna walk up to the bar to the sea elf and just be like, excuse me, I just have a quick question for you. A couple of questions, actually, if you know this area well.
I'd like to think I do. I'm Balora Namir. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you. I'm Moretta.
A pleasure. Don't get too many elves around here. High elves especially.
Yeah, they tend to be on the stuffier side and like to keep to their places. I will admit to that.
Well, we're happy to have you. What can I do for you?
So I need to find a caravan that's actually headed back to Vale, and then I need a jeweler.
Well, as far as a jeweler goes, there's no one in Feldspar who can do something like that. There's no one. We don't have a lot of minerals here, so it's not a good spot to catch and work on those types of things. Might have some help in Schist, as they're more of a trading town, or Keenite. Of course, you go to the big cities. I hear Sheer is pretty big on that kind of stuff, and Vacuo's got some fancy jewelry there. But there's nothing like that here. As far as a caravan, I don't think there's anyone heading back that direction. We had a group pass through here the other day heading toward Vacuo, but no one heading toward Vale at the moment. I'm sorry.
If I left you a letter, would you be able to get? I'll leave you some money too, of course. But if I left you some money and a letter, would you be able to maybe pass it on to whatever caravan is passing by, going to Vale at some point?
I'd be happy to, darling. And you see the
That
other
would
wood
be
elf
amazing.
look over. Oh, so what is it that who is it that you're sending a letter to out here?
Oh, he's my tutor.
A tutor. What's he teaching in?
He taught me how to be a wizard, actually.
Oh, so you're arcane. There's not the voice.
Yep.
See.
Working on it. At least I'm learning.
She pets her barn owl. I'm of a similar persuasion. She
You and me, we have a lot in common, and I'm digging it.
She reaches out her hand. Name's Sylvia.
Nice to meet you.
So you said
So
you're
nice to see other people around here that are, kind of like me.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of us out at the moment. Where'd you say you were from?
Oh, I'm from Vale.
Vale's a pretty big place.
It's a very lovely place. Up in the mountains. It's gorgeous up there. Love it.
I'm sure. So what brings you here? And you're sending a letter, obviously, but why are you in
I just got an
Feldspar?
invitation. I just got an invitation to go somewhere and thought, I have nothing better going on in my life right now. So,
An invitation? What are you up to?
I have no idea. I just got an invitation and I thought, I am totally down for this. I don't even know why I'm going here, but you know what? It's not Vale, so
Oh, bit of a
just
wanderer.
seemed like everything aligned that this was the time to go. And I got this invitation, so off I went.
Interesting. So, like, is it a dance? Is it an event?
I honestly, I
called by
couldn't
a
tell you. It
wizard?
was a very cryptic message. It was basically, why don't you come to Keenite? And I was like, okay. And I think that's where I stopped reading.
You're funny. Well, if you happen to want to talk to anyone, I'm always around. Sylvia Lopez. Did I already say that? I think I did.
You did, but that's okay.
And there's Bernardo over here. And she points to the barn owl, which looks up at you. Doesn't make any facial expression, and then goes back to eating its food. He's not terribly
It's nice
friendly.
to meet you too. So do you have like an apothecary, alchemist, herbalist, anything like that?
Oh yes, darling, that we do have. That would probably be your best bet. And he's actually very good. Would be going to the Desert Bouquet, where Apollo works. It's
Apollo. I love that name.
Apollo, but yeah,
Paula.
With an A. Don't worry, he gets it a lot.
Paula.
He
I
won't
do.
correct
I love
you,
that
so
name too.
he's not going to correct you, so I will. Yeah, he's over on the opposite side of this. Well, a little bit to the southern side. Pretty much just look for a building covered in plants, and that's going to be him.
Oh, I bet that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think you'll
Oh,
enjoy
now
it.
I'm excited to go. I mean, I was excited before, but now I'm more excited. Oh, I want to go see some plants. I miss the greenery of the mountains.
I can go with you if you'd like. I don't have anything in particular today. I'm still waiting on finding some people to help me out with something. We're waiting on my
If
group to
you could
get
show
here.
me the way, that would be awesome.
Of course. Sylvia steps up and starts to walk with you. Bernando, after a minute, as she finally leaves the room, the owl pops up and then flies over to you onto her shoulder.
That is so neat. How did you get him to do that?
He's a familiar.
Oh, I've always wondered about that. I've thought, maybe, but, I don't think I'm quite ready for that spell yet.
I like him, and it's very helpful in my line of work. Sometimes things get a bit difficult to get to, and he's my eyes and ears.
What do you do?
I'm an archaeologist.
That is so cool.
Thanks.
What do
Most of my
you
team
archaeologying now?
is um, the location I'm studying as you begin to walk toward the southern half of the city over toward where Thicket found himself. Um, she explains, well, I guess I could just do it her voice. So over toward the south of the city, it's about 16 miles. It's a bit hard to get to. There is this really odd place. There are ruins that, from what I've heard on the history of it, is this place where this battle happened. They call it the Battle of Red Orchid. Um, and there's these ruins there from some sort of shrine or something that was there. And I want more details on it. But the weirdest thing I've found is that it's got like this force field around it. And my normal magic can't seem to let me through it, so I'm looking around for hopefully some help. I've sent a message off to some of my colleagues up in Vacuo, but for the moment, I'm just kind of waiting around for adventurers or even someone stronger with magic than I am, or for my people to come down. They should be coming down in a week or two, so I'm just hanging out until then. And we're gonna try and see if we can get past the force field and actually get a look at what's inside. According
That is
to
so cool.
yeah, apparently from the people here, it's actually before the schism, which is my personal area of expertise. I'd love to see what it is because we don't have that much information about the schism and what the world was like beforehand. So I'd like to see if I can figure out what happened there.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing.
And after a minute, you both approach where you can see Thicket. And I don't know if anyone else went through with Thicket. Y'all haven't all said exactly where you're going, so you can just decide to pop in whenever, I suppose. You see the surprisingly colorful sight. You see a one-story building with most of the location actually being outside, with the trellis roof that takes up 3/4 of the lot it's on, with dozens of different, largely herbal and flowering plants hanging from the ceiling in different baskets and pots sitting on the ground as well. You see a green sign with black lettering hanging on the trellis that says the Desert Bouquet.
In a flower shop?
And as you walk up, you see a fairly tall individual, probably 6'9", I'd say, a furbolg who has a small watering can and is watering one of the pots.
Are you selling these flowers?
He looks around a moment slowly and then looks down to you. Hello there.
Hi.
Yeah, all the stuff for here is for sale as long as I keep enough to keep growing them.
That's
Is there
really
something you've
cool.
had your eyes on?
What's one that's local to around here in Feldspar?
He looks around a moment, taps on his chin. Let's see, something here that you don't find quite anywhere else. He walks over. He stops at a pot, kneeling down toward it, and getting closer to eye level with you, but still, even kneeling down, a solid 1.5 feet, 2 feet taller than you. This right here, as he points to a small bush with a variety of red flowers coming out, with the biggest being these red orchids that are pointing out at the top. These red orchids, sometimes called the desert rose, even though they're not technically a rose, these are pretty common around here, relatively speaking. They don't grow many other places, but they seem to like the desert.
Ooh.
There's also
Can I-
a smaller
Can I buy
version
one?
Of course. In fact, as he looks down to you, you're a bit odd. I've never seen someone quite like you before. How about
Thank
in
you.
exchange, I get your name and you get a desert rose
I could tell you my name.
in exchange for the rose. As he pulls out these small shears and very gently clips one of the orchids and hands it to you. What's the name?
Well, you can't have my name, but I can tell
no,
you.
I'm not a fairy or anything. I just wanted to.
Okay. Well, my name is Thicket.
Thicket. Pleasure to meet you, Thicket. I'm Apala Eldvalier.
Nice to meet you.
Are you just visiting? I've never seen a person quite like you.
Yes, we're just stopping by. We're on a
So are you always
Oh,
a cat, or are
trip.
you someone that can turn
Yes.
back and forth?
Yes, I am a cat.
That's very cool. And you see, as he leans forward toward you, his body shifts as the hair on his head and coming from his arms seems to increase, get more common and spread over his body. And a moment later, sitting in front of you is a gray cat. And it speaks to you in cat, which you understand. I don't normally get to talk to someone like this.
Hey. Oh
Hello.
my gosh, we're twins.
I thought you'd like that. And
This is
around
so
this
cool.
time, Moretta and Sylvia would arrive. And this is the desert bouquet.
Thank you.
Of course. And I might just walk around with you for a bit until y'all leave. I'm bored. And Thicket, you
who is
see.
speaking?
That is Sylvia.
Okay.
Sorry. And Thicket, you see Moretta walking with the Wood Elf woman.
Moretta, look! We're twins!
The cat looks over,
My gosh!
swishing back and forth. I have a feeling she can't understand me. Why are my voices getting mixed up today? I'm just gonna do the Furbolg's normal voice, not the Furbolg as a cat. I doubt she can understand me very much.
I'm not sure. Moretta, can you understand them?
No. See, I do, even though I speak a lot of languages, cat is definitely not one of them.
So he
Okay.
steps forward. I'm sorry, I've seen a lot of odd things. Are you a cat?
Yes, hi, I'm Thicket.
Oh yeah, this is my friend Thicket.
Look at these pretty flowers I got. Ooh.
Wow. Huh. I have so many questions and I don't know where to start.
And then Doug just pops up out of nowhere, just behind Sylvia, and just goes, "You're asking a lot of questions. Are you just bored, or are you up to something?"
She turns around. I'm bored. You seem like an interesting faunus, though. She puts out her hand. I'm Sylvia Lopez.
Doug just kind of looks at her hand and looks back up at her and says, "I'm Doug, just Doug."
All right. Is there a reason I should be curious about you all? Besides the fact that I am, are you all adventurers
Pretty
running from the
boring.
law.
I'm a cat.
Yeah, you're definitely not boring. There's a cat in your group. An actual cat.
And a lizard.
Nah, he's a faunus. Calling him a lizard's a bit reductive, don't you think?
Now I feel bad.
That's okay. Don't worry yourself too much. Well, I guess I shouldn't be talking for him. Is that fine, Doug? Are you offended?
I've been called worse.
That's fair.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
usually
not.
I just call him Doug, and that seems to work pretty great.
So, it looks over. Apollo, are you planning on staying a cat? He looks over toward Thicket. Ask if your friends need something. Otherwise, I'm gonna walk around like this for a bit.
Do you guys need anything? Apollo says they're gonna walk around for a bit if you guys are all good here.
I have a few things I kind of need.
Over a moment, you watch as this cat steps forward, becoming bipedal as it moves, and shifting up from its small frame into a 7-foot tall furbolg with this fairly grayed hair. That's very kind look on its face, this large nose and large ears looking toward you. How can I help you?
This is
Cedar
gonna
walks
sound
up confused.
this may sound a little strange, but I need a U leaf.
Okay. Dried or does it need to be fresh?
It can be dried, that's fine, as long as it's whole.
Sure. Is there anything else you need? You look like the magic type. I've got some stuff for you if you need it. I know you need
Kind of
herbs and stuff
stuff.
sometimes.
What kind of stuff?
Let's see what Micah is looking at. Asking around, you find that he has quite a bit of different magical reagents, different stuff you would need for spells, costing 100 gold pieces or fewer. So if you needed like herbs or incense to cast Find Familiar or something like that, he does have stuff for it. He also has paper and ink for spell copying and stuff like that. And as he looks to all of you, are you the more adventuring type?
Yeah, yep. Dude, I just need a U leaf. That's it.
He pulls out a bit of dried leaves and fills a small packet for you. Here you go. That'll be 1 copper piece. And he also reaches beneath the counter in the small room and walks back out with it and sets it on this table on the exterior of the area. Glances over to Cedar. Do you need anything as well? You're quite tall, he says, standing several inches taller than you.
You're kind of tall yourself.
Why, thank you. Probably the tallest person in this town, all things considered.
Are you from this town?
Yeah, I've been here quite a long time.
Quite a long time doesn't mean your whole life.
I used to be from up north. Long time ago. Probably 60 years ago. Up toward Moraine.
Really?
Yeah, I lived near that swampy area off to the east of it.
I've been there.
Really? Are you from Basalt?
I am.
It's a pleasure to meet
Well, I'm from
somebody from up
outside of
north.
Basalt.
Outside in a small town like that really just means in the vicinity, within a few dozen miles.
That's true. My family and I used to travel all around the north camping. But
It's a beautiful place.
it is, and I miss it.
Did you ever get to the Northern Cape, the small islands off to the top of the continent? I've heard
No,
there's some
I didn't.
beautiful fish up there.
Fish?
Yeah. Do you like to fish?
Well, actually, I don't fish a whole lot. My family taught me to catch fish with my own hands.
Oh, that's impressive. Must be
Yeah.
quite the group. I wish I'd have known them. Fortunately, I never got to meet too many satyrs in my time. I've only met a couple at most. And I doubt they were your parents. They're a bit too young for that.
Thicket is just looking starstruck at Cedar over the fact that she can catch fish with her hands.
You could Thicket?
You can catch fish with your hands?
Yeah, I'll have to show you sometime if we're ever near water.
That would be so cool.
I mean,
I'd
if
let you
you'd
have
like,
some.
there's the lake off to the east. Granted, it's been upset, is the best way to put it.
Upset?
Yeah, I don't know quite exactly how else to describe it. So, anytime someone goes up to the village, normally it's been pretty safe. It's been fine for a long time. But a couple days ago, there were a couple men that were out fishing, and their boat was knocked over by this water something. I think it's a spirit of the lake. It's this water spirit that, based on my reading, and what I've learned about from the past of this village, is this guardian. At least I think so. And now anytime someone goes near the water, if they even take more than a couple steps into it, this water spirit shows up and starts talking to them, but not in a language any of them can seem to understand.
I bet Moretta knows.
Knows
Or
what?
not. Knows what language he's talking in.
I only speak Draconic, Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Who's to say he don't speak those?
I
Does
can
he?
try. I know a few languages.
You're welcome to go see it. It's been getting mad at anyone that tries to get into the water without seeming to respond to it, like they're trying to ignore it. Since then, we haven't really been able to fish, but thankfully we got enough stuff to go by for the time being. I'm hoping the spirit calms down. I've gone to see it myself, but I can't understand its words.
Has
We
it
should
been
go
known
check it
to
out.
attack people?
It's been pushing over boats and stuff, but it hasn't killed or hurt anyone.
Well, that's
Just trying
good.
to keep people out of the water for some reason.
Mm.
Thicket, you want to see me catch a fish with my hands?
Yes, please.
Oh, and before y'all leave, I don't get many chances to sail these. And he opens this small case that has, gently set into it, 6 small vials, 4 of which are these reddish liquid that seem to glimmer in the light. And let me see what the description for the other one is, if there is a description for the other one. It is. There actually would appear to be 3 different liquids in the vial that have separated into 3 layers, being the top is brown, the second is silver, and then a dark gray at the bottom. These are
One
some
looks
potions
interesting.
y'all might be interested in. I've got 4 healing potions and a couple of potions of climbing. I thought they might be useful to someone. I made them a while ago. It's a bit of a hobby of mine, but I haven't had anyone who's capable of really using them, so we've just kept them around.
I'll take one of the healing potions.
All right, that'll be 50 gold pieces.
I don't know if I have that. I do not.
That's okay. You can come back another time. But unfortunately, I can't really part with it for much cheaper than that. It was a bit difficult to get my hands on the reagents. While stuff grows out here for me, it doesn't grow out here very well for many other people.
I will check back in when I am not as broke.
Sure thing. Any of the rest you need anything?
Is there a reward for catching that thing at the lake? Out of curiosity.
The water spirit?
Yeah. Is there a thing for getting rid of it?
Not that I know of. You might be able to talk to some of the people. I actually am one of the elders, but at the moment we don't have any reward or anything.
Serious?
We are just kind of hoping it would leave. To be honest, me and the there's a Nasa. If you'd like to meet her, she runs the children's home off to the north of the village, on the northern side of the village. And Hashim, he works really anywhere. His house is off. He points over a couple of blocks down, actually, a few houses that way. But we got together, and we don't really have anything we can do to make the spirit calm down. So we've just kind of been hoping it'll relax. Give it some time, maybe. But we'd certainly be appreciative if you could get it to calm down, preferably without killing it. I don't think we should kill it. The others might disagree with me, but at least for now, I'm sure it's there for a reason. And it's not like it could have come from much anywhere else. It's the middle of a lake, in the middle of a desert.
While all this is going on, Garand walked into the inn, not realizing that everybody burned off, and so he went to the bar to see about setting up, maybe like is there a stage for him to entertain kind of thing, and then he looks over and is like, I'm sorry, my party is absconded.
Was one of them a high elf?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she came in here a few minutes ago, left with Miss Sylvia, who's been hanging around town. I don't know. I think they were talking about heading over to the Desert Bouquet. If you want to play music, you're welcome to. I don't have much of a reward, but I'm happy to feed you.
Food is always good. Yeah. Let me. My apologies.
Oh,
Go
you're
find
cool.
them and see what they're doing. So.
Of course. Let me know if you need anything.
So yeah, now he's got to go try to find him, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, well, if none of you need any of these healing potions, and he gently closes the box. Is there anything else I can help you with? I believe you've already got everything you need, Miss Sylvia. No, yeah, thank you, I'm good.
Do you know if there's a bookstore around?
There's no bookstore. Most of our books we have to get ordered, usually by sending someone or a couple of people down to Schist, getting the orders either mailed out from there or going to see what the bookstore there has. We try not to go to Sheer. Sheer has... It's a bit too rough and tumble for most of us in this town, but we send people towards Schist. But if you're all looking for some books to read, there's actually a book club in town.
I was just looking for somewhere where I could get a journal
Oh,
to write in.
let's see. There is a general store. Or you might be able to talk to some people here. I might be able to get you one, but I don't have much in terms of paper. They might have some at the inn. The inn also counts as our general store. We don't get a ton of visitors, so it's just when people happen to need things. Most of what people come here for are food or water while they're on their way to somewhere else. Occasionally they come to see the lake, but yeah, you can get most of your stuff from the inn probably, if that's the type of thing you're looking for. They might have some stuff there. Or if you wanted,
Okay.
you could try the book club. They might have things, but I don't know. There's no guarantee there. But if you're looking for
Okay.
another type of book, they might have something for you.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Anytime, little thicket.
All right. Are we going to the lake?
Yes, please.
All
I
right.
start
Are
heading down
Moretta
there.
and Doug going with?
Yeah, Doug's going.
All right, and Garand, as you see them all begin to leave this building covered in plants, you see them walking toward the east, back toward where you just came from. with this wood elf woman coming with them as well.
Apologies, friends. I don't know what has been going on, but I thought we were headed to the inn, and I went there to start arranging things, and I looked to get us a table and maybe some food. It's lunchtime and all, and none of you were there. What happened? Is everyone okay? Is there danger?
I got some flowers.
I did, in fact, make it to the inn.
Yeah, someone said they saw you, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how I got there before you. I'm kind of confused by that as well, but we don't question things.
Well, I mean, all right. Very well.
The mule begins to nibble on Garon's shirt.
No, stop that, stop. We're
It
friends
stops.
here. If you need food here, and he goes and gets some more of the feed for him, and just like holds it in his hand while he's like talking to everyone. Well, if we're going to go do something, that's fine. But remember, we were told to go speak with Hashim, the carpenter. He's a larger fellow. Is this any? Neither of them. Are you folks Hashim?
Sylvie looks over. No. And that's Apollo over there. He's, as you see, he's already gone back to watering his plants. Seems as y'all left, he returned to his simple acts.
We're gonna go see a water spirit.
And fish.
Yes.
Hashim's a couple houses over there, in case you're curious, by the way.
I'll go with you to Hashim's.
All right. Well, try not to get into trouble then. I don't think that will be long, I guess, but I don't know. All right. Well,
Should we
Very
wait
well.
for you? Do you want to see the water spirit?
I feel very, very unaware of what's going on. Is all. I apologize if I was missing something. I don't know. We need to speak with Hashim. That's who we were recommended to. From the lord of the other town. And yeah. It looks like this place is a sleepy little town. So I don't see that we need to stay here
Goodness,
very
you're
long.
here. Whenever I see like pretty stuff, my brain just goes all crazy and I get really excited and kind of forget why I'm standing here.
Well, I mean, it's a lovely flower, so that's good. I mean, I don't know. We're supposed to speak with Hashim, but it's still very early in the day. I suppose we could go and look at this water spirit. Are we? Is it a
Maybe
danger?
if we do something to help the water spirit, maybe they'll give us some healing potion.
Oh,
It's
they've
just
got
a
magic
thought.
here. Oh well, that's a nice bit of information you found out. That's good.
They're 50 gold pieces.
I mean, that sounds reasonable for something useful like that. Well, I don't happen to have that money, but well, I mean, I do like fishing. I guess just lead the way. I'll fill me in.
Did we make the deal before we go? See if maybe that'll actually even work? Or do we just want to go see the water spirit?
Should we talk to Hashim first and see if he could offer us anything for it?
Not a bad idea.
Okay. Let's do that.
You head over a couple of houses where you're pointed to before, and see a fairly simple house with a large amount of cut wood. Not cut like firewood, but cut into various boards and other materials, a bucket that seems to be filled with nails, and similar types of materials around this small house. But you don't see any person in sight.
I guess Garon would just holler out for hello, excuse me, is there a Hashim about? Hello, Mr. Hashim, a carpenter.
a few moments pass, and you see the door open, and this fairly heavy-set human man steps out with what appears to be a sandwich in his hand. Hello?
Oh, so sorry to trouble you during your lunchtime.
No, you're good. It's only just afternoon. It's fine. You're all new to town.
Well, that's true,
Hi.
sir. We were actually recommended to speak with you, on behalf of the Lord of Myocene.
Oh, Pang sent you.
Yes, sir.
How's he doing?
Much better after some kobolds were removed from problematic circumstances for him in his town.
Kobolds. That's nasty business.
Indeed. A friend that we had just barely gotten to know, died in sacrifice, and we were able to rescue one of their townspeople's young men. So
Well, I'm
I
so
suppose
sorry
it was
about that.
a life for a life or something.
It's a shame what happens, but it's life. Well,
Indeed.
is
my
there
friends
anything
here
y'all
have-
need?
Yes, sir. My friends here, they have some questions concerning something about the lake, and I apologize. I'm more filling in the blanks myself. So maybe one of them can better explain the situation, and maybe you could help us.
Hi, Sylvia. Hey, Hashim. So what do y'all need? What do you want to know about the lake? I mean, there's that water monster that's been going in it. I'd like that to be gone, but I don't know if that's what you're talking
I had a little proposition.
Okay.
We need some healing potions, but we unfortunately can't afford some healing potions right now. So, but we're pretty good as a team getting rid of things. So, my proposition is we get rid of your problem, not necessarily kill it. We like to talk it out first. We definitely give ample chances. Whether they take them or not is not our fault.
Okay. I
But
can't.
if we took care of that problem for you, would we be able to maybe get some healing potions or
Well,
financially compensated?
yeah, probably. I could probably talk to Apollo. He'd probably be mad if y'all hurt the thing. He didn't want to hurt it, whatever it is. So he might not be so happy if y'all killed the thing, but if y'all can find a way to stop it, he might be willing to part with a few of those healing potions. I know they're pretty expensive though. Yeah, me and Anasa we could probably make a deal with him to get those for you, if that's what you're looking for. If not, then I can make things for you. I could talk to Billy, the blacksmith in town. I could probably talk to him. He might be able to make something for you if y'all need weapons worked on or anything like that. And I could probably somewhere in the range of probably 150 gold pieces. But that's about all we've got on hand for the council to use for stuff like this.
I just need a moment to converse with my group.
Sure.
So
I'm in no
I'm just
rush.
gonna kind of like huddle us out outside. So what do you guys think?
That's a lot of gold pieces.
We could buy 3 healing potions with that. Or we could buy 1 healing potion and then we would have 100 gold to do other stuff with, like get our weapons. I mean, my weapon is essentially for aesthetic reasons, but I'm sure some of our people have weapons that are actually of use.
Either
Well,
way,
yeah.
that sounds like a good idea to do it for some gold.
I mean, the fact that we can get help while we're also helping them is I think, beneficial for everyone. That's it was wise of you to try to investigate that. So, I mean, that's good. Do we have any idea of how we're going to do this? Do you have any other information about this creature or person or whatever it might be?
We could probably ask Hashim.
I did ask, and they said that it doesn't seem to be killing people. It just doesn't want people in the water for some reason. So I figured with all of us combined, surely there's someone who can speak to it in a language it knows.
Oh, it knows the language. Okay. Well, if it's an elemental creature, then that might likely be primordial. I don't speak that, but
I do.
you hear stories. Oh, well, delightful. That's great. Then that's probably our best bet. And okay. Well, this is turning out to be much easier than I had expected, so that's delightful.
All right. So should we tell Hashim we've agreed?
At least that we want to try to help take care of it, and then we can finalize whatever, you know, they feel like it's worth afterwards. I mean, I don't want to take advantage of anyone, of course, but
Of course.
um,
I also don't want to be taken advantage of.
no, certainly not. No. But it's nice to to go to a town and then help them out with an issue. I mean, pretty soon we might be known as local heroes of some sort. Removing kobolds, restoring the peace of the lake back to normal.
Actually
I
doing
feel-
good for a town.
Sylvia
I
leans
feel like a
over
song coming in.
and maybe helping open up archaeological sites. Eh?
Yeah,
That's
Of course.
Nice.
No.
I'm also
No.
happy to pay y'all for that. You know. Oh, I guess
I
the
look
rest
forward
of
to
you.
hearing more about that.
Yeah, I already told Moretta about it. I'm an archaeologist. I might want y'all's help, but I don't know if that's more pressing than this is. It's literally, it has an indefinite amount of time. It's archaeology.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're ready to work with Hashim on this. So, yeah.
Then we'll see where we're at and we can come talk to you later if we have, you know, if we're all in agreement to help you with your archaeological stuff, which I hope we are because it's so cool.
I know, right? So the way you said that, if y'all don't want me to hang out with y'all when y'all do this, that's fine. I don't know what y'all are gonna get up to. I do have some things I do have to take care of, but if y'all wanted me to come along, I would not be opposed to it. I am very bored.
What kind of languages do you know? Have you been able to speak to this water spirit?
No, I did go see it, but I can't speak to it. Let the dungeon master go ahead and check and see. Why is my Sylvia voice constantly changing? For the love of God. Yes, I speak Common, Elvish, and Dwarvish. So nothing elementals would understand. Unless it speaks Common, it might speak Common.
If that 150 gold pieces is right, then I mean that would be one potion, but also if we could acquire a pearl, I do know.
You're talking about Identify.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, I know that one. I've got that too. So you may want to invest in one of those. They don't go bad. They never run out of uses. I'd highly recommend it.
That sounds very useful.
So, I mean, I can like cast it, of course. But what's really fun is when I start telling the great and wonderful story of this little creature that discovers a dragon's cave You know, he thought it was a dwarven home, but the dragon made it his home. So, anyway, it's a very long story, but it's a good one, and it works very well in order to
Maybe
be able
it'll
to.
put it to sleep.
It might. I don't. It takes about 10 minutes to go through to trying to go through the whole thing. So.
So you all walk to the water?
I love
Or
that story.
Ashing
Yes.
looks over. Oh, bye then.
Looks
let me
like
know-
we're gonna work with you. Yes.
Oh, cool. Let me know what happens and what kind of thing you're looking for.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good day. As he steps back inside with his now quarter of a sandwich, as he progressively ate while y'all were talking. You walk over, passing by, as one of the closest buildings to the water is the two-story inn. You see the sapphire water shines as you approach from the village, reflecting the light of the sun. To the northern side, or to the north part of the beach, there are 4 boats that seem to be made of palm wood that are pulled up on the beach with fishing nets laid next to them. As you step closer to the water, and as you step just onto the edge of it, as you begin to touch the water, you can hear the liquid, the water, begin to shift and swirl. As you see, it swirls around a point about 20 feet from the edge of the lake, and forming in front of you is this large humanoid-shaped form of this rushing water. This liquid creature faces toward you and begins to speak in a voice and language like that of rushing rapids.
Sparta! No!
Yep, Sparta don't. That's what it says. 100%. As I will pull up an image for you. As you see this creature in front of
Question
you.
mark.
We'll come to.
That was very big.
A spinning circle. Oh.
That's
Oh.
also a loading screen. Abby, do you know what a loading screen is?
I never claimed to be a technological wizard.
Oh, you're just claiming to be a cleric.
That's right.
And the creature speaks in a language that you would understand, Thicket. Specifically, it is talking in Aquan, a dialect of Primordial.
Ooh.
The sounds that it makes as it talks, it sounds like rapids. Like water splashing against itself and upon things that it normally, like, if you listen to rapids and you understand Primordial, it doesn't sound like they're saying anything. It'd be like hearing almost syllables. But then as you hear this, you can tell the intent behind it. And you hear it say, "Return to me the blessed sphere that belongs to me in this lake, children of Aether and Erebus."
Children of what?
Children of Aether and Erebus,
Oh.
which you would recognize as the
God.
twin gods, 2 of the 3 major gods that look over the world.
Hello, friend. I'm not quite sure what orb you're talking about. Do you have any more information? I'd love to help.
It is a sphere, an object of crystalline aquamarine. As it puts its hand out and water swirls up above its hand into this small soccer ball sized sphere of water. This size. An elemental sphere blessed by the god Aether.
That looks very pretty. I would love to get it back to you.
It was stolen
Do
by
you
these
know?
landwalkers.
Do you
The
know
ones I look over.
who may have stolen it?
It shifts for a moment. There were 2. Smaller. They swam. And then the sphere was gone.
2 smaller people?
Landwalkers. People. The children
Were
of
they,
Adrian
like-
Erebus.
Ah. Were they like my height?
Bigger than you.
Okay.
Looks
I point to
around.
Moretta, like, tall as her?
Smaller than her. Smaller than her.
Okay.
Between you and her, none of you landwalkers match the size. And you would guess at that point, if it's between, it's probably something like a halfling, a gnome, or one of those shorter species, or a child. But
I am shorter than all of the small species.
yes, you are tiny. You are. If I were allowed to make you tiny creature instead of a small creature, and not feel bad because of mechanical reasons, I would have. You're small.
Okay.
Return this to me, and you will be blessed.
Okay.
As this water settles, and the entire creature seems to almost fall away. And after a few moments, the water remains still.
So, what'd he say?
So, I didn't get a name, but I used shape water to like recreate the little orb, but in small version.
Mm.
They're missing an orb. They said it was like aquamarine. And it was taken by some shorter people. And they didn't say where, but they want it back.
Well,
I'm not really sure where to start looking.
did we see any short people in town?
Make a general intelligence check.
Can I help?
No.
How do I do that?
So on your main page,
Okay.
off to the left, where it's
Oh,
just intelligence, you can just click on intelligence.
I'm clicking. Oh,
So that's just under average. So you don't remember specifically. You do remember seeing a couple shorter people walking around town, but you don't remember if they were kids or halflings or what. To catch you up, Jack, they spoke to the water spirit, and what Thicket has told you, y'all know, is that it is looking for an aquamarine sphere, and that it was taken by a shorter person.
You make it sound like I got the details wrong.
No, it's just more fun if he doesn't know everything that you know, because you didn't tell them everything you know yet.
Well, I don't know what else I know.
That's fair.
That's all I got.
It's like a fun game of telephone.
Exactly.
I love languages in D&D.
we should go talk to that lady.
I was just thinking that. Oh my gosh.
I do need to ask her about a book anyways. I wanted to get a journal.
I bet
What
you
lady are you
never
talking
saw
about?
any-
Back to the
No.
cactus flower. I don't think that's
We're all
right.
talking about Sylvia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not. I was thinking of the person that owned that really cool store.
Well, let's
Yeah, I
talk
thought-
to both of them.
That's Sylvia, right?
No, Sylvia is an archaeologist who's in town. The person that owns the Water's Edge
Paula.
is Apala is the one that owns the flower area.
Yeah.
The one that owns the Water's Edge Inn is Ballora.
And here I was thinking about Anassa, who has the
Uh,
children's home.
That's also a person in town.
Communication.
Because she has a children's home.
Oh, because they might be children.
Children are short
And
and they're
devious.
stupid. So
They're
they
creepy.
made an orb. Yes. Let's go talk to the lady with the children's home.
So y'all are looking for the children's home then? Just to be clear, that's what
I guess.
I heard. Like 4 different ideas, so I just want to make sure I understand what you're planning to do.
What was that? The first person with the name that starts with a B?
Ballora,
Laura.
who owns the Water's Edge
What
Inn.
does she do?
She owns
Okay.
the inn and also store because they don't have a general store here.
Why did I think that Sylvia owned the inn?
Because Sylvia was in the inn and talked to Moretta,
Oh.
but she was just chilling.
He's an archaeologist.
That's me.
I mean, Apollo could shapeshift, so wouldn't that be considered a small person?
Could be.
Well, the water spirit said that it was a little bit bigger than me, and Apollo could shapeshift into a cat.
Oh,
Do we know if Apollo can shapeshift into something else, though? Like, can they just be a person or a cat?
I don't know. We could
Yeah.
ask.
We have a lot of asking to do.
I'm going to move the time forward to 2 p.m. Where are you going to ask first?
I'd like to head to the inn. I'm hungry.
I will go with her to ask about a book.
I'll go with them and get something to eat too.
All right, we'll go ahead and assume y'all are going to the inn first. And I think now is a good time to take a 10-minute break, get water and everything, and then come back and continue where we are as y'all are in the beginning of a mystery. Or at least the closest thing you've had to a mystery so far.
That water spirit was not very informative.
No.
was the water spirit guarding the lake?
It was just in the lake.
What was that
So,
question, Jack?
Yes,
So,
was
like,
it
I have,
guarding
like-
the lake?
Yeah, the water in the lake swelled together and it came out of the water.
So, like, I couldn't have swam in the lake.
You could have, but it could get you in the lake. I mean, like you could. It wasn't the entire lake. It wasn't huge. It was a large creature, but it wasn't the entirety of the lake. It wasn't a titan.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
So, like,
just
my
part of the water swirled together to create this creature,
Right.
or at least
So it's
So
not
we
like my
fill the
my
form.
water breathing could have just like allowed me to like swim about freely, or like not unharmed, I guess, from drowning.
Sure. I mean, it effectively swimming in it would be like swimming against a current.
Right.
But it would not drown you because you can hold your breath for 15 minutes.
Whoa.
Perks of being lizard.
Fancy.
So we did not get to go fishing.
Y'all haven't tried to.
Not yet.
I was going to when we got there, but it immediately just showed up.
You never asked if you could go fishing in it. It came
I
out, and then
was
y'all
a
decided we're
little-
gonna go talk to these people.
I was a little scared to go fishing when he was like, "Get me the orb."
That's
So
fair.
maybe if we get him the orb, we can fish.
We ever ask him why he wanted the orb?
He said it was his. And I mean, he's a water spirit, so it seems reasonable.
He said, and like the first thing it said was, "quote Return to me this blessed sphere that belongs to me and this lake, children of Aether and Erebus."
Yes.
It called you the children of Aether and Erebus. which is a weird thing to hear, but not something Thicket would question, which is kind of hilarious to me. Because if someone else heard, I would probably have them roll a history check or a religion check, but it was Thicket that heard.
I know some things.
Yeah, that's one of
See a
those
thing or
things that
two,
you're
you
like,
know a thing or two.
yeah, and then when you don't know a thing, you don't even know to question a thing. Oh. How you doing, chat? Is there even a person in chat? Sophie, maybe Sophie. I don't know. I don't even know if that person's active. They might be. Hi, if you are. Hello, potential YouTube. And welcome to Feldspar, where you entirely have the option of stay in town and do things, or leave. Just straight up refill your water and get out. That was an option. Technically, it's still an option. Y'all could just at any point decide, we're done, refill the buckets, or barrels, rather. Let's go.
I think I might just annoy the spirit and just stay in the water.
Jack's just going swimming.
Not even swimming, just lying there.
Wouldn't you like? Oh, I guess if you could hold your breath for 15 minutes. I was thinking you would drown.
I'm just gonna lie and like have my like filing my nails or something, just waiting.
Just like sitting in the water as it just like eventually just sits next to you. It starts
Yeah.
talking to you in primordial and then you can't understand anything and you're like, yep, I hear you, buddy.
Yep. Like that orb, huh?
Speaks in the language of rushing waters. Mm-hmm. Yep. That orb. It's not usually important in D&D. It occasionally comes up, but not very often because they don't like to restrict it because it basically turns it into 4 languages. But I love the fact that primordial is 4 dialects. That technically they can all talk to each other. Like, fire elementals and earth elementals can talk to each other and understand each other. But they use different terms and stuff, and their physical communication is different. Because they all talk in the element that they are. So, like, a fire literally sounds like burning and crackling of flame is how they talk. That's how Ignin, which is the fire dialect of primordial, works. And, like, then there's the basic primordial, but then each different one talks in a different way. So, like, if you talk to an air elemental, it will sound like wind.
That makes sense because
Well,
I can.
whisper.
I just think that's so cool.
And then there's me, that's a butchering of all 4.
Exactly, and I think that's so neat. Because I do like languages. I don't know many of them, but I like them.
So what was your water impression that I missed?
No.
That was your water impression, was the word no?
I'm not trying to speak in water. I
Could you
just spoke in a
gargle?
deep, normal voice.
Could you like gargle what you were saying?
You know, something like that, probably. A swoosh.
He speaks in primordial. Rushing water, rushing water, rushing
Wishing
water.
water. Wishy wash.
You know, if you do that a certain way, you'd be Donald Duck.
I can't do Donald Duck. My brother can do it really well. I can't. Nice.
Who did that?
Oh, hi, you. Can you make it okay?
Me.
Not
Thicket.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
My
I can do
aunt
several
can
voices,
do it and
but-
actually say words at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can do Donald Duck's sound, but I can't do words.
Yeah, I can't do words.
Like, I don't know how people can.
Lots of practice.
So way back in the day, I had a friend that every time he got drunk would talk to you as a different Disney character.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Need to be friends with that.
He does not drink anymore, so
Oh, I bet he can
And no
still
more Disney.
Good for him, sad for us.
Yeah.
believe me, it needed to happen.
Well, then good for him.
One of those where it's like cute in the beginning, and then you're like, you're like 35.
We need to get your act together a little bit. That's okay.
I think my Disney character extension only goes to like 2 or 3. Maybe 4.
I love this song so much. Really just all of the Nier music. I know I say that every session, but it's so good. So good. It's funny, Nier's those moments when none of us are talking for like on break or something is the only time YouTube has said, hey, it shouldn't have any problems, but there is a copyrighted song here, but the place doesn't so you can't do any ads on this part of it. But other than that, you're good. And I'm like, thanks. Appreciate.
Did you even post the other ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the previous sessions so far on YouTube.
What is it under?
Karagor Studios. You can even go to the Twitch, and it has links in it. I've posted the Twitch link here, right? You've gone to it before. I think.
Oh.
I'll go copy and paste it here just in case I haven't.
I'm pretty sure I looked for Karagor Studios like a few days ago and didn't find it for the last session. But now it just popped right up.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the day it was, I think I had that one published Sunday afternoon.
Oh, it says 10 days ago.
Is that session 3?
Yeah.
Because we're up to session 4 now on the YouTube.
Oh, never mind.
side.
It says 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Session
Is
4
this
is...
is session 5?
This is session 5.
So who has a really good video game to play before you go to bed?
So
on Steam.
Steam. Before bed video games. That's the hard part. Because I play really
like all the
serious
games
stuff.
I have are like can't go to sleep because they're a little too intense.
Yeah, like Danganronpa or Hollow Knight or stuff. It's just that's way too intense for this.
Do not ask me about that because I will tell you Genshin Impact, and that's not a short game to play.
It doesn't have to be short. It's just a game that's good to like wind down at the end of the night. Because I just got a Steam Deck and I realized all of my games are not good wind down games. Like I need something cozy.
So Stardew Valley's pretty good, but then you find yourself playing for way longer than you should because it's super addictive despite being super calming.
I usually do hidden object games.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Those slow me down really well.
You could probably get that unpacking game. I know a lot of people like that. You could do like a room and then go to bed. Apparently it's pretty cathartic.
If you haven't gotten Disney Dreamlight Valley, I highly suggest it.
I haven't gotten that yet, and I've been thinking about it because I'm just like, I feel like that would actually be a game I enjoy to wind down to because it's got like quests, like all the games I play, but they're like super happy quests.
Yes. And like in the early levels, they're very simple quests too. So
yeah, I feel like maybe I should just bite the dust and do it.
You should. It's the best cozy game there ever was.
I like turning Minecraft to peaceful and doing a 30-minute mining session. But it has to be on peaceful so I don't have to deal with any creepers or anything. That's pretty relaxing. What do you do to relax at the end of the night, Christopher, in terms of video games? If ever.
I usually do like one last shiny check on Pokemon Go, or if like I haven't actually made it to bed yet, but like I'm trying to like wind down, then usually it's been Legends Arceus. There's
I've heard lots of good things about that game, and also a few weird opinions about it, but lots of good usually.
yeah, I love it. It made shiny hunting fun again.
That's good.
Because it in the past it's either been way too hard or way too easy, and this is like that for me. It's like a happy medium where it's like you're not always guaranteed something, but if you if you want to put the time and effort in, you can definitely find something. So
Sorry.
You good?
and then I guess the other one would be Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I have really enjoyed that. But the story is deep, so depending on what happens, like if I play too far, sometimes some like really emotional or like mental thing happens, and it's like, oh nope, that did the opposite. So with that one, I would stress caution.
Interesting. So that's the game. I know it's a game I've heard of before.
It's
But it's one of
basically
those
what
things
happens.
where
Oh, I was just gonna say it's Studio Ghibli making a video game. It's
Oh, look
so
at that. It's Steam Deck compatible, verified. Look at that.
yeah, it does look super Ghibli on the front picture. It looks really fun, really cute.
My problem, I tend to get like super emotionally involved in my video games when they're like stories.
this one will do that to you.
That is why I play story games.
I love it. It's like watching a movie, but I get to pick how it ends.
Most of the time.
Yeah, there are some things where I'm like, why? I wouldn't have done it that way, but I can't stop it from happening.
Or times you're like, I didn't even think of doing it that way, but it's great, and now I'm gonna cry. That's how I feel about To the Moon and Finding Paradise. They're pretty linear games, basically puzzles and walking through areas and reading stuff, so you're halfway watching, halfway playing. But the pacing and design is gorgeous and compelling, and you just get to your end and you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life now.
That's how I feel every time I finish a video game. Because, like, I'm a completionist too, so it usually takes me a really long time. Like, when I played Assassin's Creed for the first time, went to every single pigeon coop there was to get, like, all the side quests. Like, I tapped out everything in every town before I moved on.
Amazing.
So, I tend to, like, spend over 100 hours on, like, every game. And then by the end of it, I'm like, I don't even, like, how do I keep going after that?
I'm trying so hard to get all the achievements in Genshin Impact. It's been taking me over a year and a half.
I'm at
I feel
7.
so proud when I have like an achievement that only like 10% or less has unlocked. I'm like, heck yeah.
That's fair. That's pretty funny. It's like I am the elite.
You're darn right. I went all over that island and fist fought everybody for like 10 crowns, but I don't care. And 1 freaking experience point. But the point is, you get a special little badge on Steam that says you did something that only 10% of the people that play this game do.
I'm at 764 moons on Super Mario Odyssey, I think. Trying to get to the full 999. It's chill.
Are moons what they call achievements?
No, they're the stars.
I don't know what it is.
They're the collectible thing that you get to move on in the game.
Okay.
Well, I remember way back in the day when I could be a gamer. I would try to be a perfectionist and complete every game, but the disc would quit working because I put so many hours into it that it started to mess up. Which is why I never finished Final Fantasy VIII
I get that.
or Digimon
You just
World
love
2.
that Final Fantasy has sequels.
And that they're all not connected at all.
I couldn't even beat Legend of Dragoon, which was one of my favorites.
How come you don't get to game so much anymore?
Do what?
How come you don't get to game so much anymore?
Life. But hopefully that will change soon. Like, this is the first time I'm working 40 hours in a week. So the past 5 years, I've been working 60 to 80. And then on top of that, I just haven't had a console or a computer that could play games.
Well, now's the time to get a Switch, so that way we can have 4 people playing Scarlet and Violet together.
Actually, believe it or not, I have a Switch, and I pre-ordered Violet so that way I could do a YouTube of Nuzlocking.
Nice. I'll definitely subscribe. I don't know if I'll watch it all the way through, but I'll definitely leave it open on my computer in
Because
multiple
I was
tabs
trying.
to build up views
Yeah,
and watch time on yours.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if this will work, but it was just an idea of potentially making money, which I know YouTube is really weird about that. But I thought if I animated it, go ahead and start some of the animation before I get the game, in terms of I kind of
That'd be
what
cool.
the story would look like. And then just as the game progresses, since my drawing skills, or not necessarily my drawing skills, I guess, since I don't have the, animation know-how, then I would just kind of make stuff up in terms of how it's animated. So it might just be pictures, or what do they call it? Frame by frame.
Yeah.
Stop motion, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. Stop motion. Well, no. Stop motion is when you take one picture, you make another one. You take a picture, you move it slightly, take another picture.
Then I misunderstood what you said in the first place. I apologize.
Oh, you're good. I think it
mean,
would just.
frame by frame is kind of the same. It's just not a physical picture that you're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Is everyone here?
The Moon has incredibly depressing reviews.
What game?
To the Moon.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
It's very emotionally charged, apparently, because a lot of people are really sad in here.
Yes, it is. So the base concept for To the Moon and Finding Paradise is you play as 2 doctors in a world where they figured out how to do basically a surgery, quote unquote, where you can go into a person's memories and change their memories. But because it's extremely dangerous, potentially could mess up people's brains, stuff like that, it's only allowed to be done legally to people on death's door. And so you and this other doctor are part of a group that basically go and fulfill any last wishes of people that are about to die by going and changing their memories of the past. And so there's a lot to it.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
It's a lot.
Someone who's worked in the healthcare field for entirely too long, no thank you.
Yeah, you may not want to.
Nope. Been around when too many people died. I'm good. I'm done.
Can guarantee a character will die at the end of every game.
Most awkward time was the family was in the room and they were all talking, and then I went to go give him his medication, and turns out he was dead.
Oof.
He had been dead in the room for an hour and the family had no idea.
Oh no.
It was awkward.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yikes.
On a separate note, is everyone here ready to play D&D?
Yes, I
Is
am
anyone
here.
not here?
If you're not here, say I.
In
Is-
what capacity?
Is Abby here? Mentally is. So we got Ray, got Thicket, Jack, you're here?
Yep.
Christopher. Abby. Okay, so we don't have Christopher or Abby right now, it looks like.
They didn't say I.
It's true. I have the unfortunate side effect of some games that I played with my old D&D group, and we don't talk as much, and so trying to, because of what happened at the end of the group, but so trying to keep
What
figuring
happened?
things fell apart due to
Disagreements.
moral disagreements on stuff, and it didn't work out.
Sorry.
It is what it is. But because of that, I've got games that I'm sitting here like, I don't know when I should keep playing, if I should restart them on stream, if I should try and play with y'all, things like Danganronpa and Hollow Knight and stuff like that, that I've sent people messages to say, hey, do you want to finish this game? And I just haven't gotten a response. So it's a big rough thing, Okay, Chris is here. He's just silenced for a reason.
I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking, so I just put the message in, and then I figured when you're done.
Neat.
Yeah, I have my headphones on, so I'm like I can
Oh.
always hear you. But again, because I'm pushed to talk, and if I go while someone's talking, it's because I was trying not to interrupt them. So
That's fair.
But you can pretty much count on me being able to be like, even if I'm like away for a moment, I'll be like, hey, I'm sorry I had to step away. I missed what was said. Then yeah.
And then cut back up. Okay, Abby. Oh, I heard noise. Abby?
I think that was my cat.
I was gonna say it sounded
No,
like Dickens' cat.
Her green thing lit up. The green audio thing lit up.
Maybe it just lit up because you wanted it to.
Yeah, maybe I'm just seeing things, hallucinations and all that.
That's shared hallucination then, because I also saw green.
If you also want another emotionally charged and kind of sad, but also hilarious show, Monk is really good, but it's also sad a lot.
I don't actually want an emotionally charged game. I'm coming down from an emotionally charged game, and I kind of just want to like level out a little bit.
Okay, do you want comedy or just chill?
Just chill. I'm good with just chill.
Cool. If you like anime, then most any slice of life is gonna work. I've heard Laid Back Camp is really good, but I haven't watched it myself. It's just a show about teenage girls going camping. That's it. That's the whole concept, and apparently it's super relaxing.
It sounds awful because I was a teenage girl.
Maybe you can relate to them then. Project your memories. In that case, I don't know, watch a basketball anime or something. I don't watch those. That's all I got.
Don't watch IQ though. It's pretty intense.
That's fair. I'm trying to think
Aaron,
of other
did you ever
slices.
have an Xbox, like the original Xbox?
I skipped the Xbox. My roommate did. And so like I would play that, and he would play my my PlayStation. So like with it,
Did you ever
Never.
play the skateboarding game that they had on the Xbox?
I never played the skateboarding game. 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 I never played the They had quite a few, I thought.
Rollerblading. Sorry, it was rollerblading.
Oh, then no.
Okay.
There was
Like
a
way back in the day
rollerblading
when
game.
Xbox first came out, they had this game called Jet Set Radio, and because I was like young at the time, I think I was like 8. I used to play it on my brother's Xbox all the time, and it turns out they have it on Steam, and I'm like super excited because you're like this little rebel like rollerblader who rollerblades around Japan and graffiti stuff.
Did you say you were 8 when the Xbox game came
I
out?
was young. I don't remember how old I was, but I was young.
Am I really that old?
I feel like I'm older than you.
The Xbox. What year did that come out?
I don't. That's a good question. Very good question. You know what? If I look that up, I can tell you how old I was.
2000-ish, I thought.
Oh, that's close. I was 10.
I searched slice of life anime, and it's recommending stuff that is definitely not relaxing. Don't watch Mob Psycho to chill out, or Ancient Magus Bride to chill out. That's not what those are for.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I made us go down a rabbit hole. Anywho, back to the game.
Abby.
That's what we were waiting on. Okay, I don't feel bad no more.
No, you really shouldn't.
So the first Xbox was released in
See,
2001.
when you say something, Abby's thing lights up.
Me?
When any of us say
Maybe her
something.
microphone is picking up like feedback.
It might be.
Because when Thicket said that, it lit up, and then when I said something, it lit up for a second.
Abby!
Hmm.
Nope.
Apparently K-On! Is pretty good. Haven't seen it myself.
That sounded like snoring. Is Abby snoring?
Abby?
I think she's just not here.
Did Abby die? I hope
Don't
not.
say stuff like that, because what if it happened?
Then I'd feel really bad. Sorry, YouTube. You can probably skip a few minutes if you want, but I know, personally, I like listening to the mid breaks. Which is why I don't edit them out unless someone says something incriminating or doxing.
I promise you that sounds like someone snoring. I think she may have fallen asleep at it.
I think you're
I think
crazy.
that's her phone vibrating.
I think you're right.
Let me find out. Let me text Abby.
Jet Set Radio is
You could
on
just
the
call.
Steam
You
Deck.
could call her and see if it rings.
I'll do that as well.
That'd be funny, actually.
Wait, I have 2 numbers for her. Why do I have 2 Abby?
Oh, this is from The Witcher.
Is it? Yeah, I think so. Which song is this?
Yeah, it is. Because
One of the-
Spookerog.
Oh, I have 2 numbers as well. That's weird.
Spookerog was on Skellige. It's an
Nice.
island on Skellige.
I don't have much from Witcher, because I didn't play much of it. I got through the tutorial and kind of didn't like how it's just depressing all the time, honestly, was my biggest problem with it. There was no character I liked at all. Not even, like, the only character I mildly enjoyed was, like, Geralt's guy he worked with that was another Witcher. That was it.
Lambert?
I didn't like anyone else. I didn't even like Ciri after she started, like, being in the game. I was like, she's also mean. What's going? Why can't I?
I made Yennefer so mad she portaled me into a lake.
I hate Yennefer so much.
I do too. I do. I was such a jerk to her every chance I got.
Oh, she's
and
awful.
so she portaled me into a lake.
I don't remember anything about the redhead. I just know she exists.
Triss.
Yeah, the blonde girl was fine.
I like Triss.
She was.
Could you hear it?
Her phone went to voicemail.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Abby!
Oh, hi.
Hello! Welcome back.
Hello.
How you been?
We thought you fell asleep.
Apparently.
You fell asleep?
I think
Oh,
so.
you did.
Oh no!
I'm
I
so
called it.
sorry.
Good job, Chris. Are you okay? Do you need?
I can't believe you called that, Chris.
That's impressive. Good job.
What did I miss?
Nothing. We were waiting for
We've
you to
been
get
on
back
break.
from break. We've been on break. Good.
You missed
Oh,
video
good.
game talk. You missed video game talk.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
talked
That's the
about
only
video
thing.
games and
There was
anime a little
nothing
bit.
We were
else.
still talking about video games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mostly The Witcher and why I found it too depressing to keep playing.
Well,
I
that
didn't
makes
make it
sense.
happy. I made it so Geralt and Triss moved to Kovir and lived happily ever after.
That sounds
Aw.
wonderful. But there are just so many awful people that I was like, I don't even want to help do these side quests. I just don't like
know.
them.
And they make you choose, like, do you kill this awful person or do you kill this awful person? Like, honestly, I don't know.
Can I do both? Like, and then it doesn't let
Like,
you do
if
both.
I let her live, then she kills the kid. But if I, like,
Let him
don't
live,
let
he
her
spreads
live,
the
then she's
plague.
dead.
Well, you don't kill anybody in Disney Dreamlight Valley.
See, that's why I feel like Disney Dreamlight Valley is probably the way to go because nobody dies.
That's fair.
I was talking to my best friend last night, and she was telling me about this, like, new version. It's basically like Zoo Tycoon.
No, I remember that game.
And
I
I'm
could never
going
figure out
to
how to get
get
rid of the
it.
dead animals.
That was my favorite part, was killing the animals.
Thing is, I could never figure out how to like get rid of the corpse.
You do well
and it
in
wouldn't let me
Alaska.
build something there.
Oh, no. No. In
We
real
still kill
life,
whales up her.
in real life, I will fall apart if animals die. Like, I can't stand it. I either
Remember
like
the first time I killed a duck and it was still alive and like you're supposed to swing it around by its neck? But like I picked it up like a pet duck. My dad's like, you gotta break its neck. I'm like, what? I'm 14.
I had to do that with a dove one time, and despite my best effort, and my dad also tried it, we could not kill this thing. And so I had to take it and shoot it again, unfortunately, because it just would not die.
jeez.
But we weren't going to leave it because it would have bled out. It had already been hit with the shotgun shell. Like,
Yeah, my duck was obviously gonna
Terrifying.
die,
Shot-
but I had to like swing it around by its little neck and break its little neck, and I was like traumatized as a child.
what a
But
poor thing.
I
Bobby.
still
It's
go
sad
duck
to hear.
hunting and I still love ducks. So
I
apparently it
think
wasn't
anybody-
too traumatizing.
I think anyone who ends up coming to listen to this might get traumatized this episode.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling traumatized. This is
I feel like we just
Very
lost
young.
half the viewers we may even
Life
eventually
in the
get.
bush. Life in the bush, okay?
No, you understand. I think this is. I'm fine with all this. But man, oh man,
Subsistence
like,
living is still a thing up here.
Well, back. Oh, let's head back to the game we're playing. Let's go back to gameplay on stream. Cool, so they can see the water spirit.
And if anybody says that I'm not living in the bush because I have internet, let me tell you that those people down on the Kenai Peninsula, the freaking, I forgot what they go by, but there's like this whole TV show about their family. They're on the freaking road system.
I'm just gonna say stop talking before you mention any other specific areas that may matter.
No, this isn't for me. This is for a TV show.
Oh,
Pink's-
good.
The singer Pink, her
I just don't want to
family
edit a video. again.
does this homesteading TV show, and it makes them look like they're super rural, but they're really not that rural.
Oh, I've seen that show.
Yeah, and it makes me laugh. I'm like, they're on the road system. They can go to Costco, okay? Shut your mouth.
That's funny. But back to this. You all head toward the northern side of the town. You see one long building. It's probably 60, 80 feet long and around 30 feet wide. You see multiple different doors leading into the back side of it. As you can see, there's kind of a separation between the front and back sides. The front is fairly small area, and then the back seems to be a very large extension that was added on. Outside, you see a variety of tables, some of which appear to have some games on them, and then a few different areas of sand. I mean, it's desert, so it's mostly sand, but with like sticks and stuff set up to be some kind of game you don't know. And you see a few different children actually playing outside. Children.
I really think a child got the orb.
Go waltzing up to this orphanage. Did you take this orb?
Did you
That's
take
just
the
the kind
orb,
of creepy
child?
thing
Where
a
is
kid
the
would
orb?
Where
do.
is the orb?
Totally creepy thing
All
a
right.
kid would do. I'm just saying.
As Garon starts seeing like several party members look as if they like have blood in their veins popping out and like everything, they're ready to go. He's kind of like steps quickly in front of them and then pulls out his lute and starts playing a song. He's gonna play like a nursery rhyme type song, to hopefully calm the situation.
To calm the adults.
Who
keep
want
them
to like threaten these poor children.
Hey,
I
hey,
don't
you
do
cannot
that.
diagnose a kid as a
Ancestors.
sociopath until they turn 18. There's a reason for that. It's because kids are freaking creepy.
It's true.
That's the reason, absolutely.
Okay, make sure that you don't ever use that sentence in any of your prospective fostering.
I know, right? As a person that's been a nanny and foster, I'm like, kids are creepy. But no, I love kids, but I love other people's kids.
All right. Yeah, I'll roll performance.
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can calm down your teammates. He rolled a 16, so the rest of you do it that way you will.
They're so cute, though.
So yeah, the idea is to like start like making them feel comfortable like as a stranger, and as the song finishes, then I will call out for Anessa.
Come, little children, I take thee away.
No.
Into a land.
This
of
is a
old
solo.
You call out for Anessa, and you hear from inside, just a minute now. And after a few moments, you see walking out from inside is this... It's kind of weird, because you can tell that she's an elf. She's a fairly older woman. Elves tend to look pretty young until they reach toward the end of their life, at which point they seem to age at a very quick pace, getting older. And this woman comes out with her hair bound up in a bun, her gray hair, and a surprising amount of wrinkles for a darker skinned wood elf. As she walks out with a cane, what can I do for you?
Yes, ma'am. Have your children gone to play at the lake within the last, I don't know, a week or two, maybe?
Of course, they're children. It's a lake.
I make a little orb out of shape water and ask, did they happen to find anything like this?
She looks out toward her. Not that I know of. I could be wrong. Mira! After a few minutes, not long, maybe 15, 20 seconds, you see walk out from the building holding a baby in her arms, a much younger wood elf who actually looks quite similar to Anasa. Yes, Granny? Oh, hello. What can I do for you all? Is everything all right?
Yeah, no cause for alarm. So you know about the creature that's protecting the lake, yes?
Yeah, the talk of the town. I've had to tell the kids 3 times today not to go over there. And she looks over. Granny, can you go inside and keep chopping those vegetables for dinner? Fine, I've got to do everything around here. She walks back toward the building. I know, Mom, I know.
I know that feel. I know it. So as you see, my friend here, he's made this, aquatic-looking orb. Have you heard anyone talking about a recent treasure? Any of the little ones maybe excited about the great victory they found in the water or anything?
She thinks for a moment. You know, the opposite, actually. She looks over toward the children. Dolphin! Ponto! Get over here! And you see two halflings turn and run over. What is it, Auntie? You've two been awfully quiet last few days. Did you steal anything? No, we definitely didn't. I promise.
Do
Ponto.
they sound like they're lying?
Make an insight check. As Ponto puts his hands up and seems to cross his other hand over his heart.
No cap, I'm
Yes.
probably gonna fail, but I definitely want to
Yes, he is lying. Wow, despite your -1, you can tell with that 19 from a natural 20 that he is lying.
Wait, do we get a special effect?
For your special effect from the roll is to be able to tell he's lying. There's no critical success on a skill check.
Now, there's no trouble, or anything, but unfortunately, that's what the creature is on about. So, if,
What?
for example, we were to come back, maybe after a little bit, maybe after some lunch, maybe we came back with, like, a pastry or two,
Lunch.
maybe there might be, maybe the orb might find its way here. Just for example, I'd like to try persuasion if possible.
Make persuasion check. I definitely don't have anything like that. Dolphin looks over, and then Ponto elbows him. We don't.
And Doug is just gonna, just casually pull out. What was his name? From the first.
Ponto and Dolphin.
Bosk.
Bosk. Yes.
Yeah, he's just gonna casually pull out Bosk's head.
Okay,
And-
so I'm gonna clarify with that. I'm assuming you don't have that anymore. It has been 8 days.
I was gonna say it's gonna be very decayed. Like, it's gonna be like mostly just bone.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be mostly bone.
Yeah, it won't be mostly bone. It'll just be rotting flesh for the most part.
Oh yeah. But it's gonna be very like disgusting. Like almost irrecognizable.
Uh-huh.
And he's just gonna like casually wave it around. It's like, are you sure?
Make an intimidation check.
Oh.
As Mira holds the
We're about
baby
to get
closer
banned.
to her chest.
We're about to get banned from an orphanage.
Intimidation check. Okay, here it is.
Oh no, Chris, these are halfling children. For the record.
Oh no!
These are kids. Mira begins to gesture and say, "Put that away. That does not belong here." As you see Dolphin, the one who seems to be the less talking one, actually does begin to cry. And he says, We didn't think this would happen. Please don't hurt us.
What did you do?
I shuffle like a few feet away from Doug.
Miss Oxford, she paid us to go find it. She said it would be in the water, and she just wanted it. Please don't hurt us.
Right. See, that's all we needed to know. Doug, let's Doug, why don't you go ahead and go to the inn and get us some food ready, and just go ahead. And I'll start trying to like gently push Doug away. And right. So where is this lady again? Miss whom? I'm sorry.
Miss Oxford.
Great, Miss Oxford. Excellent. Yes. Okay.
They live over toward the mesa in town.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, and we're so sorry. We hopefully
Do we
we'll
have
be
to
able
give
to
the
come
money
back.
back?
No. That's yours. That you enjoy that. We'll take care of it. Okay.
Mir
You
looks
and your
over. We can talk about that part in a minute. After you give them any information you have, then we'll talk about the money. Is there anything else y'all need?
No. If that's the story and he's committed to it, then that's enough for us.
I'll let you know if
we'll have
anything else happens. Please don't bring any
And then,
more heads.
or I was just gonna,
I give the
Doug,
lady like 3 gold pieces. I'm like, thank you so much for your time.
She nods grimly. What were you saying, Jack?
I was just gonna say Doug is completely oblivious to like
Yeah.
the disgust, and was just gonna like, just give, or like, I guess move the head closer to the kids as if he was like giving it to them.
He was trying to bribe them with the beheaded dragonborn.
Not be
Wonderful.
not like gifted, but we're like not just like bribe them, but just as a, okay, like I don't need it anymore. You can have it.
So are y'all following after him toward the end then?
I mean, yeah. I guess I was trying to like fight him away from that. So I don't know, like athletics maybe to like kind of grab him or move him away or something.
It sounded like he was walking away when you asked him to.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go try and find the lady they were talking about.
Well, yeah, we definitely need to go quickly before anything else goes on. So they said towards the mesa, so like the west side of town.
Correct. So I assume y'all go and get Doug then?
Yeah.
Okay. As you make your way toward the western side of towns, it's looking late afternoon of about 3 o'clock now. You find it's largely a neighborhood. You don't know exactly where the building would be. You might have to ask around or search for an individual spot. It sounded like it was a family or a woman at least. You're unsure of anything else. They said the Oxfords live there or live that direction. But...
I mean, yeah, if there's anybody walking around, then we can ask them. If not, then we can start like knocking on doors.
Yeah, so make a baseline investigation check. It's gonna be pretty easy. 100%. You can easily ask someone, and they point you over to a fairly simple one-story building house. A few windows built into the sides, with a wash bin and a lantern hanging out front, unlit. It's a fairly simple L-shaped house. Small set of steps up to the front of this wood and sandstone house, built similar to all the others.
I guess, do we knock on a door or something?
There is a door. There are windows here. What you do is up to you.
We should have a plan of attack. We don't know why she knew about it, why she wanted it. How about someone goes around back and just make sure that she doesn't run. If there's a back door or something.
Oh, Pygmy, I'm tired of talking already.
Well, I have the shape water as like a visual in case she's like actually willing to talk with us. So I should probably stay.
All right, so maybe Abby and Doug, sorry,
Cedar and Doug.
Cedar and Doug. Yeah, Cedar and Doug might want to go, and keep Retta company, and then this way we'll look less threatening as it's two of us, and one's just a young cat gentleman. Might be interesting alone. So, does that work?
Let's see, what day of the week is this? It is Wednesday.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so that was then Doug and Cedar walking around back. Walking around back, you see there is not a back door.
Oh, this is easy.
So once we think that they've gotten around enough, then we'll knock on the door.
It doesn't take long for them to walk around. Knock on the door, and a few moments later, you see a male half-orc open the door. Actually, yes, at this point, he would be. You see a male half-orc open the door, and I will do a fairly kind, darker skin, not a green sort of skin, more of a grayish skin and yellow slitted eyes. As he looks out, a few different scars along his face, wearing fairly simple but nice clothing. Pointed ears and two fairly small tusks out of his mouth and a braided beard. You see this man. Yes, how may I help you?
Oh, hello. Sorry to trouble you today. My friend and I here, we're actually looking for Miss Oxford. Is she available?
I can get my wife. What do you need to talk to her about?
She has recently, recovered a treasure that two halfling children had found, and we'd like to see if she'd be willing to get it back. They think that they might enjoy it more. This is deception, obviously.
Yeah, go ahead and roll deception.
Can I help? I'm probably actually not actually doing anything to help. Never mind.
Is there a window in the back?
There is a window in the back.
Can somebody lift me up? I want to look in the window.
So, just to be clear, which side of the building are you looking in from?
The opposite side of them.
Of the door? Okay. Looking in that, make sure I've got the right thing pulled up. You can see coming from the windows, because the windows there are no drapes over them or anything, coming with light from the windows, gently illuminating this fairly large dining room with a 18-foot long, 5-foot wide table that actually appears to be two separate tables pushed together, centering the room, with several books scattered around the table and a small pile of fruit. Looks like mostly dates sitting on one side. You can't tell too much else. You can tell there is a door off to your right, and then one directly opposite of the window, off to what you assume would be the L part of the house. And you can see off toward the front, there is the half-orc man. You don't see anyone else.
Just come look at this.
As the man looks around. Huh. Well, I do, since I sincerely doubt that a couple of children would want a jewel. That doesn't sound like something they'd be interested in. But if you'd like to come in and talk, I'd be happy to do so.
I mean, I gotta try to incite him, but of
Make an
course,
insight.
certainly.
Does he look like he's up to something?
You can roll
Bad.
insight. Who all is out front, by the way?
I believe it was just me and Gron.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Where is Doug, then? Just so I know. Because I know Moretta and Cedar went around. Oh, it was Moretta also went around back with Cedar and Doug, is that right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Thicket, you can tell he seems to know kind of what's going on. There's more to what he's saying than he's letting on. Garand, he just seems to want to invite you inside to talk. He seems more knowing.
Really? Of course.
Does
That's
like,
weird, huh?
does it seem like we're about to get got?
It doesn't seem like he's about to kill you. You don't get any murderous intent from him.
Okay.
You step in to see the same large room, a few different candles set together in the center of this room on this long 2 tables pushed together, a few different books scattered on the table, the pile of fruit, and a surprising 12 chairs surrounding it. 2 bookshelves on the opposite side of the room with a broom set off to the side. With to the east side of the building, at the north and south ends of that wall, there are 2 doors. Please sit down, as he pulls a couple of chairs near the door for you. Would you like anything to eat? Leah is just in the other room. I can ask her to make something if you'd like, or I can make something for myself, and she can talk to you if you're particularly interested with speaking to her.
Oh well, I mean, certainly we can eat after the fact, but I mean, those children did seem interested.
Leah. Oh, and I haven't introduced myself. My name is Maron Oxford. It's a pleasure.
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Thicket. A pleasure to meet you. You're a very interesting looking creature.
Thank
I'm sorry,
you.
that's rude. I should not call you creature. Person.
Either one works.
As you see, after a moment, a red-haired woman in a largely blue dress with various red ribbons coming off of it steps through. What is it, Marin? Oh, hello. A pleasure to meet you.
Garand will stand and bow a little bit towards her. Oh, no, the pleasure is ours. So, apparently recently some kids acquired some treasure and they sold it to you, and now they think that they want it back because they thought it was really shiny and pretty. So,
I do remember some children saying that they actually had found a sapphire, hidden amongst the sands. I purchased it off them, yes, but I bought it. I don't intend to give it back unless I have a very good reason to. I purchased it for 50 gold pieces, far more than it was likely worth.
Would you possibly be willing to sell it to us?
I'm honestly afraid I can't. I've already paid someone to take it out to schist and have it made into a necklace.
has it already left?
Yes, I sent it just the other day.
Insight.
Go ahead and roll it.
I am so bad at it, but I love that I'm going to keep trying.
I mean, she seems to be telling the truth. She seems pretty honest.
How many days ago?
Am I able to roll insight
Yes,
as
you
well?
can roll as well.
Okay.
And those of you who are watching them, at this point, assuming y'all sat down, he sat at the head of the table with 2 of you on one side and Leah to his right. You can tell Thicket, she's definitely lying about some of this. Some of it doesn't track, especially with things like the kid said it was a sapphire, and for a gemstone this big, assuming it's the same one that the spirit was talking about, would not fit into a necklace. Ever. It would be far too big to go into any single piece of jewelry.
Can we see this interaction take place from
Yeah,
where
y'all
we
can
are?
see them sitting down inside.
You said we can?
Yeah.
Is there a window cracked?
The windows are... So something that y'all can actually know is that the windows here in this particular building are actually wooden shutters that are open at the moment. It's not a glass window. It's wooden shutters that seem to be closed at certain points that would block out sound, but y'all can actually hear a bit as the windows are open.
Well, you see, if we could possibly get that sapphire, as you said, back. It was actually something very important to my great great grandfather. He had like buried it in the sand years and years ago in honor of my great great grandmother. And their like a whole wedding, it was like a whole thing. And they buried it, and the whole idea was to come back and like retrieve it after a certain amount of time and have this whole ceremony. So we actually really need that back.
That sounds terribly sweet. What was your grandfather's name?
It was actually Jeremy was his name.
Jeremy. You were about to say something, Garand?
Oh no, sorry. I'm just really enjoying this. I love that, and I love that she was like, "Oh, what was his name?" And I love that she's like, "Ah."
Yes.
Sorry.
And did he
Yeah.
leave any markers to make sure you knew where to find it? Oh, sorry to interrupt. My bad.
Well, we had this like, well, you see, obviously I'm a cat. My whole
Yes.
family has been cats for ages and ages. And so we have actually been in communication with the aquatic life. And they've been able to like keep track of the sapphire for us. And it seems that it was recently taken from them. And so we were just trying to figure out where
You said
it went.
aquatic life?
Yes.
We're in a desert.
Well, it was like by the lake.
Sure, but I don't understand how anything aquatic would be able to feel the desert. I'm sorry, but that just sounds a bit ridiculous to me. Even from a talking cat.
Well, obviously, I'm very real. Like, if a talking cat seems absurd, what makes you think that the fish in the sea can't keep track of a sapphire that's right where they live?
Well, it wasn't quite where they lived, as Marin pops in. From what the children told us, it was actually a few miles away. Perhaps it's a different sapphire. Have you tried going back and checking the same location?
Yes, we have, and unfortunately, it's simply not there. If you could help us with locating this one, that would be great.
Would you be willing to purchase it off of us?
Well, we did offer to buy it, and we
Yes, but now you're giving us a good reason. How much would you be willing to pay?
well, I have 15 gold pieces. Sorry, 13 gold pieces is what I have. I
paid 50 to
unfortunately
start
have
with.
not very much.
We can hear this, right? Can we hear everything?
Y'all can hear this.
Okay, I'm used to see my head like everything. Like it's not even yours.
He looks
She
over.
doesn't even go here.
Who is that? What are you doing?
It was God.
I'm just standing here.
Looks over. Is this some kind of trick?
Your mom's a
I
trick.
don't think it's a trick. If it is, it's not a very good one.
I'll say.
Okay, well, we
Barely believed this cat to
tried
begin
a
with,
more...
and now I know that you're having people spy on this conversation from the other side. Why not just come inside? Talk to us.
No, you?
You could even join our book club. We're always happy to see
Oh,
new
you're
faces.
the one with the book club?
Yes.
All right, we tried this on a diplomatic level. That didn't work. So cards on the table. Don't care why you want it, don't care why you have it. It's an aquamarine, and you said sapphire. They didn't sell any sapphires. At the end of the day, the problem is that you are causing problems for the lake and for the people that use the lake to fish, to swim, to have fun, all of the things. So, whether it's a question of your money, I'm sure we can get it back for you. If it's something else, well, then we'll have to go through that as you see fit. However, I would really like to leave this situation peacefully, and I hope that you do as well. You have a lovely home. I'd hate to see something happen to it.
Are you threatening me?
Hint.
Again, I did attempt diplomacy, as did my friend. You felt the need to do more than that. Can we end this peacefully or not?
Do you know what the jewel is?
We know that it has stirred a water elemental to cause problems, and it could be that jewel might be tied to the reason why the lake is even there in the first place. And who knows that creature might not get enraged and actually start to hurt people. Now, you may not think that that's a big deal, but we do. So, honestly, I don't really care what it is. I care that someone else cares about it. Someone who has shown themselves to be honorable and protective.
So that's all you are then? Hired mercenaries?
Why you gotta say it like that?
It's the truth, isn't
Gron
it?
stands up. Gron stands up.
Are y'all still just standing outside leaning in the window, by the way?
Yep, totally am.
This looks like a cartoon. I love it. Gron stands up. Madam, I don't care what you called me.
That was my husband,
care about?
actually. I haven't said anything for the past minute or two. That's
Oh,
alright,
so I
that's
was
alright.
wrong.
I
Okay.
understand the confusion. Sometimes it's weird when sometimes different people that really shouldn't sound the same do. It's odd.
You know, when you've been together long enough, you start to sound alike.
Right.
So true.
Sir, madam, regardless, what is the peaceful solution for this?
He scratches his chin, his beard. Well, the way I see it, we view the jewel we're referring to as cursed, as a problem. Something a benefactor of...
Sorry.
Something a benefactor of ours wants to see gone. So I guess you'd have to give us a good reason besides just threatening our lives, as that personally makes me angry.
No one's threatening your life. Would you just chill out?
He literally just threatened our home. He gestures over to Garan.
That's not your life. There's a difference.
I have a feeling that would go with it.
Well, you know what happens when you make assumptions, when you assume, it makes the ass out of you and me.
It is correct. It is what they say, isn't it?
How
Well-
obvious would it be if I cast Detect Magic?
It would be obvious.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
believe
hold
we're
off
at
on
an
that for a
impasse.
sec.
We're not here to try and hurt you. We're just trying to do what's right by the village. That's all we're trying to do.
How would you know what's right? Barely been here, have you?
It's right according to everybody we've met thus far, except for you.
Well, the talk of the town seems to be that there is an angry water spirit in the lake, and this seems to be the cause. So if we could make the water spirit not angry, I think that would be in everyone's best interest.
Yes, it starts with a jewel, and then you have child sacrifice, and who knows what's next.
No one said anything about sacrificing children.
It's
Seems
always
like a
one
bit of a
step
leap.
to another with creatures
Seems like a
like
bit of a
this.
leap.
And how are you sure that giving this jewel to your benefactor is not going to lead it to child sacrifice?
Because we made a deal with ours. It wants the jewel.
Well, we made a deal with the water spirit.
We're at an impasse then, because I'm not willing to give this up.
I'm getting really tired of these games.
I kind of just want to take it out of his hand.
Can I cast
He's not
detect
holding
magic?
it.
I kind of just want to steal it.
I would like to cast detect magic.
Okay. What are you doing? He says as you cast it. It takes an action, and as you look around, you see there is a magical object in the room. The cloak on his back is glowing.
Simply trying to determine whether or not you were lying earlier about whether or not the orb was here.
Who is your
Sounds
benefactor?
So is that all I see?
That's the only thing in the room.
Cloak.
That is
Right.
our business. But if you must know, it is Erebus.
What?
Spoke to my wife in a dream not too long ago.
Is there a roll that I can make for something like that?
That would be
Yeah, like-
either insight or religion. What are you trying to get out of it? Like you trying to figure out if
Yeah,
you're
I was.
lying?
No,
Would
yeah,
I know
was
who
looking
that
for-
is? Was it
What was that, Christopher?
Erebus?
Yeah, I was
Wait,
just.
yeah.
I was looking along the lines of like Arcana, religion, things like that. So you're saying it's a religion check to see like whether or not that sounds like something that Erebus would be doing. I guess.
Okay, make a religion check.
Would I know who Erebus is?
Yes. You've heard the names Aether and Erebus multiple times and would know them as some of the gods. So with a 22, you would know Erebus is the god of destruction, death, but not in the sense of destroy and gone, but in destroy and rebirth, as that tends to be his and Aether's basically combo, is that he is the death of things and Aether is the life of things. The cycle of life and death, that is what they represent. Yin yang, sun moon, that type of thing, as the opposites. But the biggest thing that sticks out to you is that the gods have not directly spoken to individuals since the schism. That is the entire point of that massive event that happened about 400 years before this, is that it was the gods stepping back from the world and largely taking the most powerful magic with them. You don't. Nobody knows the exact details as to why, as to what made them do this, but there has not been a direct instance. Like the closest thing that has come about is clerics of either Erebus or even Aeon or Sylvanas effectively doing divine intervention and getting a moment of the god letting its power come through for their most devoted followers. From the sound of Erebus sending a dream to these people to steal a jewel sounds completely out of history. It doesn't make sense in the context of the world.
All right. Okay, so I'm not gonna. I don't think full properly right.
What was that?
I don't think that Garand would probably be able to know how to explain that right. So I think at this point, we need to get that that archaeologist girl in on this, because she might have thoughts about this situation. So I will say, Moretta, do you mind getting the young lady Sylvia, see if she might have something to say about this? Because if it's true that this woman was given a vision, that is imperative news.
Of course, right away. I will be right back.
May I ask, what book is it that your book club is centered around?
Most recently, he actually looks at the ones on the table. It's actually, let's see, this one, The Borders of the Soul, a poetry book, is what we've been doing in our poetry readings, which is a much smaller group. And this one, he lifts up the other, is The Land of Lost Snow. It's stories about the Kingdom of Mental.
Stories about the kingdom of what?
Mental. It's the northern continent.
Mm.
Which, from a world perspective, is the Antarctica of Remnant. It is. There aren't a lot of people there. There is a kingdom there, but it is very small relative to the other continents, but is also surprisingly strong in its capabilities. Would you like to read it? At this point, I don't know that I'd let any of you join our book club.
Does it seem like the book might have anything about the orb in it?
Starting to scan through it, you don't make an intelligence check to try and figure out.
I
Try
sure
and
am
quickly
good at
scan
those.
Yep, you're definitely a smart cat.
Ooh. Yeah.
Lots of words on a page. Lots of references to snow.
Yep. I know
Some
some of
Grimm
these
in there
words.
too.
I think I'm good.
If that is all
Looks
with you
good
all,
living.
I believe we're finished here.
No, unfortunately we're not, because we need to solve this, because either you're correct and you actually have been visited in a dream and it wasn't some other entity trying to lie to you, which, if you're being fair, is a possibility. But if you have been, then this is historic, and I would say that this is the beginning of many things and not the end. However, if it turns out that you have been lied to, then I think that you would want to know that, and you wouldn't want your town or the lake or anything else in danger just because you were lied to. I'm going to go out on a limb and hope that you are both good-intentioned people.
Make a persuasion check.
You know what? I actually want to use one of my hero point things.
Go ahead. Roll a d4, and then add it to the modifier window. A 1.
How long is it going to take me to run from where we are to the inn to grab Sylvia?
I'm going to say about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, so you're probably getting her and bringing her back at this point. So a total of 24. He goes and sits back in his chair, takes Leah's hand, and nods to her. It was not Erebus who spoke to us.
Another deity, perhaps.
Yes, something like that. There was an entity that spoke to me in a dream. It was a sort of a Grimm, almost, but humanoid. With strange white, strained skin, black and red, a human face.
And
we lost our child many years ago, and this told us it would bring them back.
and you believe it.
What else is there to do?
I don't
Well-
know. Maybe not trust the demon-like entity you see in your dreams.
I say this very carefully. Firstly, I'm incredibly sorry for your loss. I have also seen perhaps more than my share of loss. Not so much as a child, but you live in a town where there's an orphanage. And while you cannot see your child now, in this time, you could be the parent for other children who have lost their own mother and father. Perhaps the right way to heal is to help someone in your own position. Now, again, nothing can replace your child. Was it a boy or girl?
It was a boy.
And what was his name?
Let's see, where did I write this down?
Cusco.
His name is Jeremy.
It's not Jeremy.
No. You're like, I see tension and I must shatter it.
His name is Arthur.
Well, there's nothing that can replace dear Arthur. But you can begin to heal. You can take steps to help others. And if you are being plagued by this creature, then you need to find a high-level priest. You need to protect you and your husband, or you and your wife. I got a little confused again. I apologize.
That's okay.
But you have opportunities, and you could be something for someone else. You can be more than just an errand for someone who would use you and hurt you. Now, is it too late? Has it truly gone on a schist? Or is it still here and it's awaiting departure?
It's never left. We were going to destroy it. That's what we were asked to do.
If you're willing to take the risk, until you can find a priest to help you, everything in me tells me that it's right to restore it to the lake. I think you know that. I think inwardly you both see the same. The problem is whether or not you have the courage to stand up. Only you can make that choice.
Make one last persuasion check.
And yeah, I mean, I know I'm sad we don't get them at the long rest anymore, but I gotta burn it again.
Hey man, they're important to use. A nice 3. And they look at each other, seem to have a silent conversation that can only be understood by them. I don't... I suppose. You're right. They wouldn't come back. Yes, we'll give it to you. We'll dismantle what we have planned. I suppose you're right. It isn't fair for us to take because we have been taken from. Maran gets up, begins to walk toward the eastern end of the room, and goes to the door to the south and disappears. Leah looks over. You've never known that loss, I'm sure. You'd find yourself in the same way if you had. As you can see, she is beginning to cry. You sit in silence for a minute. And opening the door, coming into the room, Maran has a bundle. A small chest in his hands. Were you honest? I say small chest. It's still fairly wide, almost suitcase sized. Not a full suitcase, one of the smaller ones. Were you honest in saying that you will do good? That you... Are you mercenaries? I'm getting mixed understanding of your motives here.
I just want to help people.
One of my favorite stories includes a great phrase. The worker is worth his wages. If we are able to help the town, and they can help us in return, then that is beneficial. But likewise, as you are now making a sacrifice, you are not trying to bring harm, but you want to do the right thing. Unless my party objects, after all, I am their humble servant. I have joined with them to tell their tales and learn their stories. But I would like it if you and your wife were to accompany us to Keenite, where we might find you a high priest who might be able to protect you both. And then maybe once the curse is lifted or broken or whatever it might be that's plaguing you, you return and you find some of those kids at Anessa's and see if you can begin to heal as you help them heal.
No. Well, I appreciate the offer. He looks over Leah. I haven't... The being didn't tell us to destroy this object. In fact, whatever it was, we haven't heard from it in years. When it spoke to us, it just wanted us to cause harm, to destroy marks of divinity. We were reading and found out that we were reading an old book. You're welcome to look at it if you like. About a water spirit in Feldspar. We figured out, we studied, and we learned that there was an artifact beneath the waves. If there is something still watching us, it's our fight. If it comes back, we'll search for a priest. Or try and... Maybe the water will help us. I hope. But it's...
Would you be willing to come? Would you be willing to come to the water with us and to present back to it? My friend actually can speak with them quite well.
If that is what you desire, we will go with you. Maybe get the slightest bit of forgiveness from it. In hindsight, it seems quite silly what we did.
No, the silly thing would have been to continue on. Forgive yourselves. Let's see if we can move towards healing. He'll stand up and he'll go ahead and grab the bundle.
And around a little bit, maybe a little bit earlier than this, Moretta and Sylvia would arrive.
Well, I brought her. Did you talk her into her senses yet?
And you see the two of them with somber looks in their faces, him carrying a small case.
Whoa. I feel like I just walked into something really deep and I'm not sure what's happening right now. So I'm just gonna take a step back.
Yes, they did talk us back to our senses. And you all walk, somewhat quietly, back to the water. He sets down this small case, opens it up, and you see a few different things inside. You see two small bundles off to one side, neatly stacked in a smaller case inside, holding almost a small open head box, some coin, a book, and in the center, a small soccer ball sized aquamarine. He pulls it out and he hands it to you. Garand.
Thicket, if you would be so kind as to call our friend back as I walk in so he doesn't try to murder me.
Walk in, meaning like approach the lake?
Yes, just stay near me and then maybe holler out. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if he gave you a name or not. It sounded like a bubbling brook to me, but
I was not able to get a name. He was very insistent on getting the orb back. He didn't want to talk about anything else.
well, hopefully this will be the right thing then. So yeah, Grun will start walking forward.
As you step forward, the same thing happens as the water swirls in front of you, and the creature rises up.
Hello, friend. We have returned.
Hello. You have brought
Look, is that what you wanted?
It is. The water moves forward, shifting from it in front of it, almost moving as it shifts its hands. As you see, it's for its humanoid form, as the water shifts around you and actually swirls around you, Garand. And for a moment, you're in the water, clear, as it swirls around you, but you can still... There seems to be some amount of openness to where you can breathe as the water swirls in a vortex around you, blocking you from the view of the others. As you see the sphere gently lift in the water, as just the amount of pressure needed lifts it up, and it moves forward in the water and slides down toward the lake. And as the water comes back down from you, it seems that it all comes back down, and you are left dry, with only your feet wet in the edge of the lake, as the sphere disappears into the water. Will you too bear my blessing? As it looks to Thicket and Garand, which, Garand, you surprisingly can understand this moment as it speaks.
Yes, we will.
It would be an honor.
Okay, so first Garand. Okay. You will receive, and I'll add this to an effect for you. You receive the Garon. You receive, as both of you see, 2 small orbs, glowing spheres of water, maybe an inch, 2 on a side at most, rise up out of the water and begin to float, move toward you, and as they touch your chest, they seem to disappear as the light shifts into you. Grand, you are receiving the Charm of Corrosion. You can cause any weapon attack you make to deal acid damage instead of its normal damage type, but all of the other features of the weapon stay the same. After 30 days, this charm vanishes from you. So I will end up making a mark in a minute, but until the, I believe, let's see, I'll double check the exact amount of days and mark it on the calendar. But for the next 30 days, you can change damage to acid damage. And Thicket, you receive the Charm of Water Breathing. You can cast the spell Water Breathing on yourself as an action. Once used 3 times, the charm vanishes from you.
Alright.
As you intake these, and you instantly understand what they are and what their effect is. Similar to before, but almost calmer. The water disperses and shifts back down into the lake. The creature disappearing. The water sits still. Neuron looks over. I don't know if any of you are wizards, but we don't need this either. As he pulls out the book. Or these. He grabs the 2 small bundles and a small bag you hadn't seen before. We don't want them anymore.
I'm actually a wizard.
He hands the spell book to you, and I'm going to throw this into the party sheet. Should be marked as Oxford Cellar Spell. Actually, let me go ahead and identify it, because you would know upon reading it. The Oxford Cellar Spellbook. A quick glance, you can tell that the book contains the following spells: Cause Fear, Disguise Self, False Life, Protection from Evil and Good, Continual Flame, and Magic Aura. You can take these spells and can transfer them into your own spellbook by expending ink and gold as normal. You can take that from the party sheet if you'd like. Are you accepting the other things he's offering as well? The small bag and the 2 bundles.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, we could put them in the party inventory and then kind of disperse them out over the
I'm
evening.
dropping them in there. One is a small packet of dust. The other 2 things, as you gently unwrap them, are 2 crystals that pulse with an odd energy. One is a pale green gemstone, and the other is a dark orange gemstone. Both are uncut gemstones in raw form that are about 7 inches long and 3 inches wide.
Do they seem similar to the orb we just returned?
No,
Okay.
not at all. They even feel different in an odd way. He looks off to the water, and Leah steps forward with a small vial and takes a little bit of the water in it and closes it. Steps back and takes Maron's hand. Thank you for bringing us back before we did something we'd regret.
Well, if you'd like to come by the tavern later, I'll be performing some songs. So if you feel like you might be up to it, maybe I can help cheer you up. But it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I do hope that you will get to a place where you feel like you can help yourself to heal, as you perhaps go ask Miss Vanessa.
I doubt we'll be spending time with anyone but ourselves tonight. But thank you. As they both take what's left of the container and head back toward their home, unless anyone stops them.
I guess I'll just show you guys how I can catch fish with my hands some other time.
I'm just gonna reach down and pick up a handful of sand and put it in my bag.
Sylvia leans over. So do y'all do stuff like this every day?
I don't know. I've known them for like a week,
That's fair.
but that seems to be our pattern.
That's
I
awesome.
made friends with some snakes.
Snakes, you say?
I can't tell if we're just like really super self-destructive or if we're just all really awesome.
I'm curious to find out. So I'm sure I will.
Miss Sylvia, you may want to know that in case you had missed any of it, I'm not sure, because you did come in a little later. Apparently, some years ago, a humanoid grim creature gave them a vision or came to them in some manner and told them to do this.
She is going to roll a religion check to see if this rings any bells. She should do okay. I think she has proficiency. No, she doesn't. She has proficiency in Arcana and History, not religion. This is not her forte.
Oof.
Still pretty good, though. Huh. I've heard of creatures on behalf of gods or on their own interacting with people. Not very often is it a grim, though. That's concerning. They said it was a humanoid grim?
My best understanding of how they spoke of it, yes.
Huh. I'll have to prepare a message tomorrow and send it to my colleagues. Let them know that might be something worth looking into. I'll likely have to talk to them, but I'll be in town for a bit anyway, so I'll give the Oxfords a few days to cool off before I question them on this. I'm not much of a church person, to be honest. I'm not terribly religious, but I think this is something that should be looked into. Thank you. So,
Well,
did they like
I don't know about anyone
steal
else.
this
I didn't
orb?
mean-
I was all here for half of this. I don't fully understand what's going on. But you said eat. Let's do that.
Yes, we skipped lunch to do this, and well, now we can at least go and tell Apollia the good news.
All right, as you all begin to make your way toward the tavern, as it has this point over the conversation and the walking and everything, has probably crawled to about 5 p.m., I'll say.
Thicket would like to stay at the lake for a sec.
All right, you do so. Is there anything you'd like to do before we close out for the evening?
He just wants to like sit by the water for a bit and like put his little paw in the water and just be like, "It was very nice meeting you today. Maybe one day I'll get to learn your name. Thank you for protecting our world and for doing your part for Mother Nature."
A few moments pass as we end on the scene of Thicket looking out. I would say toward the sunset, but you're facing the opposite direction, unfortunately. Looking out toward the moonrise, we'll say. And the water glinting in the rays behind you. A small bit of water reaches up and touches and meets your paw. And you hear, very quietly, Faisadel. And that's where we'll end.
Nice.
How do you spell that?
We'll type it in the chat. And I will double check my own typing, because this is one of those weirder ones. Oh. Where is it written? Let's see. I was correct. It is spelled like this: Physidel, Physidel. Whew, good
Nice.
job, y'all. I wasn't expecting that to turn into emotion. Honestly, when y'all were in there, I was expecting for us to stop on a initiative roll.
It's all nonsense.
No, Alexa.
Did I trigger your Alexa?
Yeah, somehow.
Hello, Alexa.
No, don't talk to her.
Hey, Alexa, subscribe to
don't
Caragor
talk to
Studios
her.
at
Don't talk
youtube.com.
to her. I don't like her. I don't know why she lives here.
She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't,
Doesn't even go here. Good job, y'all. Just tear my heart out, why don't you?
It's good times. It's good times. Well, yeah, that's good.
No one died!
No one died. No one even combated. Wow.
I always believed in us.
I did too. I just wasn't expecting y'all to solve it in that way, which I guess I should expect the unexpected at this point. The fact that I thought it was going to come to blows at some point was probably my own fault.
I'm so good at lying.
No, you're not. I'm glad you like Sylvia. Sylvia's fun.
That was awesome. Actually, it was funny because like Moretta's like outburst, I think, is what opened it up for something better.
Let's see, and I'll edit it because technically it would have been different amounts of experience for the different battles, but you managed to skip multiple potential combats. So I'll fix it to be that. Let me make sure my numbers are right. Wow, good job.
We try.
And we'll go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube and everything, and then we'll do experience and stuff for next time. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Bye.
Nice.